Here we go.
Like my boy said, and here we go. This is not your usual show, chaotic conversation. We're gonna take the week off. One of my boys is in the middle of moving, so he's gonna let him do his thing. But we got something else we're gonna do a little bit different. They got three of our other main men here in the chat with me, or on the panel with me. How y'all doing, fellas?
Doing good. All
right.
My ass is going to see Spider-Man No Way Home tomorrow, so that's why my show won't be happening.
Nice.
I seen that crappy ass Batman shit. I seen it already, but
there will be no disrespect of the Batman. No disrespect.
Sorry, that was garbage. Garbage. Can't stand it.
Madness. This is Sparta!
I tell you one thing though.
That's what they did, Nzo, out the theater.
I tell you one thing though. That motherfucker clears my insomnia big time because every time I put it on, I fall asleep.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying.
Shut the fuck up.
Disrespect.
Well, I loved it.
Yes, that was a good movie, man. What do you think, Terrence?
Oh, to me, movie's a masterpiece, man. Perfect Batman movie.
Yes,
Lord,
Ain't no fucking masterpiece. Damn.
I won't go that far, but it's pretty damn good. That's all I'm going to say.
Shut the fuck up.
He's got that like on quick draw.
You better keep
Shut
that.
The fuck up.
Cause I'm gonna be talking
Shut
about.
The fuck up.
That right.
Shut the fuck up.
I ain't stopping, motherfucker.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I will still be here doing what I need to do.
Morgan Freeman, wherever you at, man, thank you for that. That is the best clip I've got on my repertoire of clips.
I gotta get myself some of those. I don't have any.
Ooh, that shit is funny. Tonight, people, we're gonna be ranking the Catwomen. Now, as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is gonna be live action. I don't like to do that cartoon stuff because when it comes to animation, because it's just too much. So many people does animated voices. I can't get all of them. Keep carrying this conversation. I got to step away for 1 minute.
No problem. So, seeing as that Danny's gone, I could trash that shit somewhere without having to worry about getting a fucking Phantom Zone. So here we go. No, I'm just kidding. But no, me personally, I don't want to. My thing is I don't like those grounded in reality superhero movies. So I don't like the Nolan movies, and that's why I don't like this one. It's my biggest issue.
Oh, that's a fair enough assumption. I like that. Yeah.
See, but I'm shocked. I'm really shocked because usually I be the one that be like, I don't know. To be like, Danny, but you gotta see this, you gotta see that. To me, man, this right here, I guess Keith Murray said it best. Weed is how he said it. Weed makes me think. So I guess this movie right here made me think, man, because
that you should be smoking some weed. Yes.
No. I'm like, damn, this sucker right here, boy, he's doing this and he's putting this together and this. Man, I thought it was damn good. I thought whoever wrote it, man, needs to write another one. So I was thoroughly impressed. Did not even feel the 3 hours the first time. Second time, I did. First time, did not feel the 3 hours.
My kid passed out towards the end.
The first time that I watched it, I noticed that it pulled from 3 different Batman comics. Like it pulled from The Long Halloween in terms of the investigative aspect of how Batman uses his detective skills. And then it pulled from Batman Year One, especially with Catwoman. And, Batman kind of being an up and comer, not really established as the phenomenal character that I know him as. And also Batman 0 Year, where the Riddler actually flooded Gotham.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a topic for another day, man. But we'll do that another day. But I want to get to this topic. We're gonna be doing the Catwomen, the actresses that played live action Catwoman, and by my count, it's 8 of them. And I will give you the names of the 8 that we will be ranking. Um, it is Cameron Bakandavoa. She played in Gotham, a young Catwoman.
Yeah.
Eartha Kitt. She played in the 1966 version of Batman with Adam West, Burt Ward. We'll be doing Anne Hathaway that played in the Nolan versions trilogy. Halle Berry. Um, Julie Newmar that played in the 1966 Catwoman. Lee Merriweather also. There was 3 Catwomen back there and then that time.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer and then Zoe Kravitz. So what we'll do is we're gonna rank them from worst to best. We'll go around and I'll ask each individual on the panel, and we'll ask the chat as well. Your number 8 out of those. Y'all need me to say them again, or y'all pretty much got them written down or remember them?
Got him.
No, you're gonna have to give me.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Cameron Bakandavoa. That was the young Catwoman in Gotham.
Okay.
Eartha Kitt.
I didn't watch Gotham, so just because I didn't watch it, I'll have to put her 8.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Eartha Kitt's the next one. Anne Hathaway. Halle Berry. Julie Newmar. Lee Merriweather. Michelle Pfeiffer. And last but not least is Zoe Kravitz. So,
Cool.
before we start, I want to shout out to the charity ones in here. I Love Food, what's up? Thank you. DQ, what's up? David Quintana. D. Scott, what's up, bro? And that's it. Catwoman, he ranks 5 Halle Berry. 5. You got 2 5s, bro. So I got 6 Halle Berry, 5 Lee Merriweather, 4 Eartha Kitt, 3 Anne Hathaway, 2 Julie Newmar, 1 are Pfeiffer and Kravitz are tied for 1. Okay, ain't mad at that. Terrence, who's your number 8?
Lee Merriweather, the one that was in the Batman movie with Adam West that came about a little bit after the series started. She was a fill-in for Julie Newmar because Julie Newmar has some issues going on. So she filled in for her, and she looks exactly like her, which is why they hired her. They hoped that humans wouldn't notice. Like, she was fine in the context of the movie, but I think that when I compare her to the other actresses as Catwoman, she is at the bottom.
Okay, there's a picture of her in full costume, Lee Merriweather. All right, Guy Scar, who's your number 8?
I would have to say Halle Berry.
Oh my God.
Looking for the Phantom Zone, ain't you?
Yeah, how come you don't get one?
Madness. This is Sparta!
Just remove Harley, Sparta, and put Holly in there, and that's what you get right there.
I could just see he's looking for it. He's like, where the fuck is it?
Oh my God. Number 8. Are you crazy? 8. Oh boy. Note to self: do not invite Cascar on another ranking stream again.
I don't think 8 is such a bad choice, though, to be honest with you.
Really?
I'm just saying.
We're talking about how she portrayed, right? Not how she looked.
Shut the fuck up.
I knew that was coming.
Hanzo,
Yeah.
what's your number 8? You already said the girl from what you call it, your number 8.
Yeah, because I don't know her, right? So, yeah, that's my number 8.
Okay. My number 8 beyond a shadow of a doubt, is Eartha Kitt. She got on my damn nerves with all that damn perfect, it's particular, perfect, all that damn tongue rolling. I say, shut the fuck up. I want to tell her. So she is definitely my number 8. Okay, number 7. Anza, who's your number 7?
My number 7 would probably be Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar.
Another one I'm not really too familiar with, so I'll just put the ones I'm not familiar with towards the end.
But she's the most popular one out of those 3 in the 60s.
Yeah. 60s Batman, bro. You know what I mean? I watched it when I was a kid, but don't ask me about it now, really.
Yeah, we had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch it if you wanted to. It was so early.
It was 4 o'clock.
My whole family used to watch that shit when I was a kid. That was like one of the few comic book properties that they would watch.
It came on like Tuesday nights, where it debuted on like a Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. They didn't think it was going to make it. Shit was a damn sensation.
Even my grandpa, he don't like none of that comic book shit, but when it came to Batman and Green Hornet, he was on those.
Yeah, Green Hornet was fire too.
Oh.
Guy Scar, who's your number 7?
Was that Eartha Kitt, the one that you don't like there with the rolling of the R's? Yeah, I didn't like her.
Perfectly.
Who was Terrence number 8?
I ain't asked him yet.
Oh
yeah, you did number 8. Yeah, I said Lee Merriweather.
Oh yeah, Lee Merriweather. Yeah.
Oh, Lee Merriweather. Okay.
Yeah. Terrence, who's your number 7?
My number 7 is Holly Berry.
Oh my God.
This list is about
he must stand
how
trial. He has control of the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be left alive. I'm too weak.
I'm okay with that clip because at least Mace Windu was making sense in those prequels. But we all saw how that turned out for him. Man, Danny, if I had $1 for every time somebody said that line to me in high school, man, I'd be richer than Bill Gates.
I hear you. Somebody should say it to you now and give you one of them ass whippers for putting Holly Berry number 7.
Hold on, let me explain. So, this is about how the actress portrayed the character and not so much about how they look.
This ain't got shit to do how she did the characters. It's Holly Berry.
So Holly Berry, she looks really good, but unfortunately, as talented of an actress she is, not only did she portray the character in a very terrible light, but it was very dull what she did with it. I feel like even if you would have given her a better script, you just would have been staring at her like, man, you don't understand this character. You don't fit. I feel like it was a terrible miscast. Aside from her looking good. Like she could be like a background character, but front and center, I feel like that is a very, very miscast actress. And she didn't remind me of any of the Catwoman material from the comics. Not a damn one. It was just Holly Berry with a Catwoman suit on.
What a shame. What a shame. Okay. My number 7 is going to be Lee Merriweather. I can remember her playing on Barnaby Jones Band when I was growing up. And she wasn't no sex symbol back then, but right there, she looking all right. But yeah, my favorite one, of course, was neither two of these Catwomen, her or Eartha Kitt. Julie Newmar was my favorite one, but in this ranking, she is my number 7. Let's see what chat's saying. What? Scott Hall died?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Tremaine was telling me last night that he was having
Heart attacks.
complications because he had heart attacks and stuff.
These are them drugs, hard and heavy, bro.
Yeah, bro. William Hurt. William Hurt's dead too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know like because I know like back then the wrestlers they were doing a lot of drugs and a lot of steroids. Those are the things. A lot of drinking too.
But I told everyone that when I seen Ross in Black Widow that he looked
Right?
sick.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
You're right.
he looked like he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, he looked sick.
Yeah, when I saw him in Black Widow, Anzo, I was like, okay, he looked like he lost some weight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with him per se. I just thought he lost some weight.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, from now on, when I see somebody lose some weight, I'm like, nope, they might be sick or some shit.
Right.
All right, we're gonna go to number 6, and I'll go first. My number 6 will be Cameron Bakondova, whatever.
Bykondova.
I think she had the potential to be a good Catwoman, but like we mainly saw her as a little girl. She wasn't polished at all, and then once she got that magical fruit, whatever the hell she got from Poison Ivy, then it kind of endued her with cat-like powers. So they really didn't explore on that a lot. We just saw like a episode or two of it, but I think if they would have flushed her out, give her more episodes and stuff, they might have could have done something. But like I said, she was portraying a young teenager, not really a woman at all. So yeah, she's my number 6. All right, Guy Scott, who's your number 6?
That's exactly the same one as you.
All right, Cameron, however you pronounce her name.
Cameron Bikondova.
Anzo, what's your number 6?
Halle Berry. She was horrible as Catwoman, to be real.
Really?
Yeah, she was.
You're gonna come on there and be disrespectful like this right here? God, I wish I could whip somebody ass like that for real with a belt. I bet that'd be a good feeling.
I think we all do at one point.
All right, Terrence, who's your number 6?
My number 6 is the main actress who played Catwoman in the Adam West Batman series, Julie Newmar. Julie Newmar was, I feel, very talented in the role. She reminds me of Selena Kyle from when Batman first started. It came out in 1939, and when you get into those comics from 1940 on up, it's like they essentially snatched her out, and they did add a little bit of comedy to her character, but she has certain nuances that she brought forth that I thought was actually pretty compelling in some moments.
Adam West had that chemistry too. They had a little sexual heat thing going on in some of their scenes.
Yeah, they did. And that's part of why she worked so good. But even outside of that, when she was either by herself or with the rest of Batman's rogue gallery, then I was like, man, she's actually pretty talented. So yeah, she's my number 6.
Okay. Number 5, Anzo. Who's that for you, sir?
Cameron, whatever her name is, she would be my number 5.
Awesome girl.
Yeah.
I thought she was your number 8.
Oh, did I put her as number 8?
Yeah, put her as number 8.
Sorry. I meant Eartha Kitt then.
Eartha Kitt. Okay. All that damn tongue rolling and shit she was doing. God, she got on my nerves. Terrence, who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Anne Hathaway from The Dark Knight Rises. And the reason for that is I've never been a Catwoman fan per se. But like I was telling you earlier, Danny, in many conversations in the past, that I can like her in certain contexts, depending on the interpretation, depending on what she's doing in any given comic book storyline. And Anne Hathaway was able to come in there, and she had a certain finesse about her, like the way she walked. Like, you wouldn't think she'd be able to chop you in your fucking throat and knock you out, but she was able to do that in the way she was flipping off the balconies and stuff. And the scene that really won me over was when she was fighting with Batman, and she was fighting some of Bane's henchmen, and the way she reacted when Bane like walked out, like, and then she jumped on that bat wing. I was like, that shit was dope. Like, she won me over with just that alone before I saw the rest of the stuff too. So I feel like all in all, like, she was able to get me to go, you know what? I like Catwoman. I like what she is in this interpretation.
I hear you. Guy Score, you're number 5.
I would have to say Lee. Was it Merriweather? I should just.
That's
I
it?
don't know. Yeah.
That's her name.
That I just don't really like. I remember seeing her vaguely, and because the way it was portrayed back in that time in the '60s and stuff like that, that was one of my first connections to those characters. Right, seeing them in those screens and on the TV screen. So I was all right, I guess, but not that memorable for me to rank her even higher than that.
I got you. My number 5 is going to be. Let me look, make sure. I think my number 5 going to be the Kravitz girl, Zoe
Really?
Kravitz. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I thought you would put her higher than that.
She's nice, but like a little bit more buttocks, so to speak. She had the buttocks I was looking for. So
She was missing cat booty. That's what you say.
yeah, that took some points from her for me.
All right.
Terrence, you're number 4.
My number 4 is.
I'll just keep going on to the next person.
Wait, say again, Danny.
I got a work call, so if I don't be back on, just keep going to the next person.
Okay. Yeah, my number 4 is Eartha Kitt. She's actually one of the few tokenized characters that I actually applaud, because at the time, she was a famous singer and all that, and it was groundbreaking to put her in the role. I think that she was shortchanged because she didn't get to have the same level of chemistry with Batman. We all know what that shit was about back in the day, keep the black folks in the back and stuff like that, and not really let them shine as much as their white co-stars. But even still, even though with the limitations that they put on her, she was able to introduce something unique with the character and the way that she would talk, and she kind of had like the purring going on in her words, and she was able to deliver that seamlessly. And even when I was a kid, like, listening to her talk, that's a very difficult thing to do. And she did it like almost every other word, and she didn't miss a beat. So like, just with her dialogue alone, I was like, that's cool. And I like the way when you would see the rest of Batman's rogues in a room, the way she would walk into a room, it's like she commanded their attention. It was almost like she came off as like a royalty kind of character. Like, you guys are a certain kind of criminal, and I'm Catwoman, and let me show you why I'm valuable to the group. So I think Eartha Kitt was able to do that and more, despite the limitations that they put on her.
Damn, man, you're gonna make me change my fucking mind, bro.
Me, going with Anne Hathaway. I did not. Again, it's just because I didn't like those movies, but I didn't like her as Catwoman at all either. So,
Our number 4. Yeah, I would have to echo Alonso exactly. Anne Hathaway, I found her really bland. Like, she had her moments, but overall, like, meh.
Exactly.
So also, your number 4 was Anne Hathaway as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Terrence was Eartha Kitt, right?
Yeah.
But it's true. What Terrence said, man, she had a presence when she came on. It's true.
Eartha Kitt, Meriwether, can't remember color.
Holy shit.
My next are gonna be the Newmore lady. Julie Newmore. I thought she killed it as Catwoman. Like I said, her and Batman had that the tension as much as you could do back then. But shit, he was in some episodes. I remember Robin like, "What are you doing, Batman?" He's like, when you get older, you'll figure it out, Robin." Like, oh shit! So
I caught that too, Danny. Batman was like, "Look here, Robin. I have some investigations to do."
I'm like, okay, Batman, trying to tell you, boy, you don't know nothing about that. But yeah, that's yeah, I like her. All the three Catwomen, she's my favorite out of the three.
Yeah, Danny, did you notice those scenes where Batman wouldn't be in the room, and then you had Commissioner Gordon and Robin, and he's like, "Robin, where is Batman? We need to discuss the details of what the Joker's plan is." And then Batman would just appear because he's Batman. I'm sorry about that, Commissioner. Robin. And then Robin just like, "I know what you were doing, man. We supposed to be focused on this case." He's like, "Shut your mouth, Robin."
Pretty much. Down to number 3. Nzo, what's your number 3?
Shit, who do I have left?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Zoe.
Michelle Pfeiffer and Zoe, and
there's one more.
Yeah,
Julie Newmar, no?
Or is it Lee Mayweather or whatever her name is?
So far, you got the girl from Gotham, Julie Newmar, Holly Berry, Eartha Kitt, Anne Hathaway.
Okay, so the girl, the lead chick, she's number 3.
Who?
Is it Lee Meriwether?
Lee Meriwether?
Yeah.
All right. Guy Scott, who's your number 3?
I would have. Who was the one in the movie? Was it Julie Newmar?
No, that was Lee Meriwether.
Yeah. Oh, so I have them both confused. Okay, so I would have to swap my Lee Meriwether with my Julie Newmar because she was the one that I remember the most from that because of that movie in the 60s.
So you put Lee Meriwether at 3 and Julie Newmar at 5?
Yeah.
Lee Mary J. Newmar. All right. Terrence, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Cameron Biakondova. Number 1, she had a lot of interesting arcs in Gotham, and I like that they gave her the goggles that she's been associated with the last like 12 years.
Yeah,
she had those goggles. She was able to seamlessly slip in and out of situations that impressed all the characters around her, whether it be Riddler, Penguin, Bruce, Alfred. It didn't matter. She was able to get into the smallest of places. Whenever she was backed into a corner, she knew how to manipulate others in order to leverage what she wanted, which is a very prominent Catwoman trait in the comics. She also was really good with that whip too, and like her fighting skills were pretty good, and they got better throughout the course of the show. And the scenes where she was interacting with Bruce, I thought were really well done. It started off as like, yeah, you just some rich kid and shit. Like, we ain't on the same level. I'm from the streets of Gotham. You don't know what that's like, Bruce. And then later on, it turned into like, oh, there's something more to Bruce. He's special. And the whole cat and bat dynamic started to play up to the degree where they were doing missions together. Bruce had to adjust himself around Selina's presence because of how she was able to articulate her words, how she was able to articulate the situations. And I like how she played into all that. And towards the later half of the show, when she got older, I feel like she really grew into the role. Like she perfected all of her skills, the climbing, the hiding, the fighting, the manipulation, her dynamic with Bruce, and I was able to say to myself, she is going to be a great Catwoman in the sense of like once this show comes to an end, she's going to fit that character perfectly because she was able to develop in a way that the other actresses just didn't even come close to that.
She got leveled up at the end when she got that doggone thing to give her powers.
Yeah. The whole thing with the poison ivy root, that brought her back to life essentially and gave her powers. What I found to be interesting about that is before she had that, the way that she would move and stuff was very much in a supernatural fashion, even though she was human. Because there was plenty of situations where I was like, man, any other person would have died jumping off that fucking building. She was able to land like a cat, the whole nine. Like she really embodied that character in a way that I hadn't seen before, to where they were just really small doses, whether it be the Catwomen in the Adam West series. It don't matter. Like they just didn't get to do enough to really grow into that role. And I feel like she really grew into the character. So, shout out to Cameron.
I got you. Thank you, 90209 for the $10.999 super chat. I appreciate that, bro. He asked, were Catwoman and Bane portrayed good in the Gotham TV show? I thought they were. Nzo didn't see Bane, but I think he would like the Bane in this show better than the one he liked in Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
So
I don't know about that because
I said Nzo. I didn't say the rest of us. Nzo hates
no. That's what I'm about to address. Like I'm not sure because the Bane in Gotham, there's a lot of similarities between him and how Tom Hardy played him. There's only a few key differences. Like even like the way his mask is, the way that he walks, like his mannerisms are very much like a Tom Hardy. There's only a few things that separate him. I feel like with him, because he had more of the chemicals, like his was more
than Tom Hardy's Bane.
Like he had the chemicals, right? So like that would be a huge difference in the way that he became Bane. Was less intriguing than what happened with Tom Hardy because his Bane actually trained with the League of Shadows, right? So there are some key differences, but there was a lot of similarities. Like I remember when I was watching it with my friends, we kept saying he's basically like the Tom Hardy one, but except he has the venom. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. But I mean, maybe Nzo might like how he talks, but you know what I mean? Like, because Nzo said he didn't like how Bane was talking. Like maybe that, like him talking differently might win him over. But it's practically the same shit, if I'm gonna be honest.
Ah, yes! I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit? Flawless victory. Oh, your buddy!
Yes, I was cheering so loud. Danny, you should have seen me, boy. I jumped out of my seat. When he picked him up in the air, Danny, I was like, he about to do the famous back break. What the fuck? Like, I was so happy, Danny.
I like the fuck, but for a different reason. Why the fuck we seeing Batman get his ass kicked? He's supposed to be the ass kicker.
Because in that comic book, Bane whooped his ass. Like that's 100% accurate. Like now, after the fact, though, like to be fair to Batman, after that fact, Batman did fuck Bane up, but Bane was considered a tremendous force because he kept pumping up on his venom and he overpowered Batman with a stupid ass amount of strength. But Batman was ready for him the next time. So that's the lesson. If you don't kill him, you're fucking done. I don't care who you are. Batman will figure out a way to stop you. He always does. But breaking the bat, every Batman fan knows how beast Bane is. Like, if nothing else, this motherfucker was able to snap Batman's back.
Mm.
And where is the Batsman?
Oh, and he snatched him out of the dark. Like that shit, man. I felt like I got snatched out of the dark when I was watching that. I was like, fuck, man. Like,
darkness is your ally.
You think darkness is your ally? I was born in it, molded by. I was like, oh shit, Bane. I'm like, Bane is so relaxed that he's talking to him while he's fighting him. And here Batman is throwing his little smoke pellets, just trying his hardest, and Bane is just like, nah.
Yeah. For a few seconds, it made him look like a bitch. I was like, what the fuck? Batman not supposed to be no bitch. What the hell?
But see, that's the thing, right? Like, I like how it felt raw too. There was no music playing. It was just like you were just watching a fight and shit. Like you just go outside and see somebody getting their ass beat like that. And the thing is that Batman was arrogant, which was foreshadowed when he was talking to Alfred, talking about, oh yeah, I beat Raish, so he'll be easy. And then Alfred was like, look at his speed, his velocity. He's a lot stronger and faster than Raish. Like, because you've been trained in fighting, you know that when someone has skills and size, that's going to be an advantage because that's not a regular person. He's been trained by Ra's al Ghul. And then in that moment, he learned that he should have listened to Alfred. And we saw that when he fought him again at the end of the movie, he went about attacking him differently. He was able to beat Bane.
Yeah, because he did like 2 push-ups and was like, oh, 1, 2, 3, yes, hey, can beat Bane now. Fuck that shit.
Well, I mean, like when he had him up in that prison, and it was a whole process. I mean, it was a passage of time. You know, he was down there for a long time because Bane he took over the city. He trapped the cops. He freed all the prisoners. Like that was over a period of time. And I like how Bruce was watching it from that little TV that Bane told him to watch it on. He was doing his sit-ups, his push-ups and all that. And he was also talking to that one prisoner that was in there who had been around for a while. And he's trying to tell him, like, you need to be able to be strong of mind in order to get out of here. There was only one other person to ever do that. So I like how Bruce, like, really focused and took in the words of that man so that way he could win, just like he did throughout the whole trilogy. He had to take in Raish's words. He had to take in Alfred's words. He had to take in the words of that prisoner. He had to study how he lost to Bane and what he should do differently next time. Like, Christopher Nolan was able to give us the calculative Batman. Like, you beat him one way, you're not going to be able to do that shit again. So I do like that. What's wrong, Dan? You think about that back break?
No, I'm laughing at Nzo. Number 3 is going to be Anne Hathaway. Man, I thought she had a little sex thing going on, sex appeal going on. Compared to the other ones, Lumore that I picked, Cameron, whatever, Gogodava, whatever. She's good, but she's a little girl. I don't look at a little girl like I look at a woman. So, I mean, yeah, what Terrence said, she got potential and stuff. At the end of the day, when I was looking at her, I saw a little girl.
I mean, she started off as a little girl, but then she was a teenager midway, and then by the end, she was a woman by that time. So
a different actress played her when she was a woman.
No, I'm saying like she was 18 by the time before the show ended. Like
I'm 51, that's a girl.
Okay, fair enough. I guess like when you compare the ages, but I'm just saying like.
I got you. So, Nzo.
Yeah.
Who's your number 2?
My number 2 will be Zoe.
Okay. I thought you said she didn't have no boot tag, what you said earlier.
Yeah, she don't have no booty, but she was sexy though. She had no booty. She was sexy though.
Wait, so are we ranking it off of looks? Because I
rank it however we want to rank it off of. I mean,
okay, no, because I was just saying if we doing it that way, then the list could slightly change. Like if that's what we're gonna do.
You know, me and I was always gonna have some kind of angle, bro. That ain't gonna be as analytic as yours.
You know.
And I didn't say there was anything wrong with that. I was just merely asking if that's what we're doing.
No, I'm just saying our rank is probably going to be much different than anybody else's when it comes to certain things. Aesthetics. Well, that's not how you say it.
Aesthetics.
Aesthetics. So,
oh my God.
I mean, to be fair to you, Danny, you know, when you are talking about comic book characters, aesthetics are important. The way the characters look. So there's nothing wrong with that.
I got you. Kashgar, you're number 2, bro.
I would have to echo Nzo saying Zoe. I think she was great in that movie. Even though, you know, she was like traditionally the Catwoman outfit. I just like the take that they did with her, right? The stray cats, her drinking milk, and her chemistry with Batman was on point. So I really liked her dynamic that she brought to the screen on her portrayal of the Catwoman.
I ain't mad at that. My number 2 is going to be Miss Berry. When I think of that, all I see is that strut on top of the thing, and that makes me say yes.
Yes, because that's when the movie ended. Yes.
Watch it. What'd you say?
I said that's when the movie ended. That was a good scene when that shit went off. I was...
No one's gonna come on my show and talk shit about Halle Berry. Y'all crazy? That ain't happening. That is not going to happen.
I'm just being fair, like dude.
No, you don't even deserve that. That was a good one.
That was a good one, and I had.
Don't you talk shit about Halle Berry.
Hey man, I'm just saying, man, she was trash. Like,
oh my god,
facts.
Who's your number 2, Terrence? Terrence, number 2.
What?
What?
No, this fucking game.
Terrence, what's your number 2, sir?
Terrence is gone, Danny.
Oh, I must have pushed him out.
You kicked him out.
wait, what's happening? Sorry about that.
What's your number 2?
Oh, yeah, my number 2. Sorry, I guess my brain got all warped because I was thinking about Halle Berry being trash as Catwoman. But
keep talking.
So my number 2 is interesting because my number 2 and number 1 is basically a number 1, but since I gotta separate them, I'll just go number 2 being Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer in that leather outfit, she looked good as fuck. Gotta say that. But more importantly, her performance was very unique compared to the other Catwomen because she is nothing like the Catwoman from the comics. That shit is inaccurate as fuck. But it's a unique take presented by Tim Burton that actually works. And in a lot of cases with Catwoman, especially in the comics, I feel like this would be one of the rare times where I say that the movie interpretation is better than a lot of the interpretations in the comics. A lot of them. There's some that are not, but she actually did something very impressive to the degree where when someone says Batman Returns, they immediately think of Michelle Pfeiffer in her leather outfit and stuff, like whether it be her look. She had a lot of good lines too. And the way that she was able to deliver her lines, I found to be very impressive because if you would have put them in the hands of, like, say, a terrible actress like Megan Fox, that shit wouldn't have worked. Delivery is very important, especially when you're dealing with comic book characters, like how they present themselves, how they deliver iconic lines, or in a lot of her cases, made up lines. I like the supernatural aspect where the cats essentially gave her powers. I didn't know it went down like that. Getting shoved out a window, you fall down into the snow. Then the cats are like, "Hey, how you doing? You want some powers? We got you." I didn't know it worked like that, but Michelle Pfeiffer convinced me that cats can give you powers. At least that's what I thought when I was a kid. And her chemistry with Michael Keaton was really good. Like, I like how she was able to lower his defenses. And then she stabbed him with her claws. And then he had to backhand her off a building. Like all that shit was just golden to me as a child. And then even, me being a grown man, I'm just like, I can look back on it and go, like, she really delivered with an inaccurate interpretation and made it her own. So I feel like, she gets credit for doing something like that. That's really hard to do, to come in there with something new and then win everybody over, especially since she wasn't even the first choice for Catwoman, because Michael Keaton has some issues with her, which is why she wasn't in the first Batman movie. And then she wasn't supposed to be in returns, but you know, shit happened with the other actresses that they have for the role. And for her to come in essentially not being wanted and to kill it like that, you know, she gets all the applauses in the world from Terrence.
Got you. All right, I'm gonna do a quick recap for everybody that maybe didn't hear what we said. Nzo said that the lady from Gotham with the crazy name, I can't think of it. Cameron
Bicondova.
Cameron Baccadola was his number 8. Julie Newmar was his number 7. Halle Berry was number 6. Eartha Kitt was his number 5. Anne Hathaway was his number 4. Lee Meriwether is number 3. Zoe Kravitz was number 2. Guy Scorsese, his number 8 was Halle Berry. His 7 was Eartha Kitt. His 6 was Cameron Baccadola. His 5 was Julie Newmar. 8 was Anne Hathaway. 3 was Lee Meriwether. His 2 was Zoe Kravitz. Terrence said Lee Meriwether was his 8. Halle Berry was number 7. Julie Newmar was his number 6. Anne Hathaway was his number 5. Eartha Kitt was number 4. The lady from Gotham, Cameron Congonzola, whatever. And number 2 was Michelle Pfeiffer. My number 8 was Eartha Kitt. 7 was Lee Meriwether. Cameron Baccadola. Zoe Kravitz was number 5. Julie Newmar was my number 4. Number 3 was Anne Hathaway. Number 2 was Halle Berry. And now we're going on to our number 1. And Guy Scar, who is your number 1?
I would have to say it's Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh yeah.
Number 1. Number 1, Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's the most memorable one for me.
All right. I'm sorry, you finished?
No. I was gonna say for many reasons, like what Taryn said, right? She did different things from the comic books. It was a different depiction of it, but she had like really good one-liners, right? The one that I remember the most was when she goes something about you poor guys, something about confusing your pistols with your privates and stuff like that. You know, it was really a movie in its time, right? So yeah, she fucking looked up.
Guys, Car, you remember that line, like how she sold that when Batman had punched her, and then she was like, "How could you hit me? I'm a woman." And then Batman was like, "I'm sorry," and then she just kicked the shit out of him. Yeah.
She's like, I think I'll take a bath. She started licking herself on the bed. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give you a bath, all right.
Give her a different bath. But shit, like,
yeah, it was really good.
All right, Nzo, who's your number 1? Nzo.
Yeah, it's definitely the one you have up on that list there now. It's Michelle Pfeiffer. She was the best Catwoman that we've had in these movies. And just like you guys said, man, when she was like, lick it, I was like, yeah, baby, that's right, lick it. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, lick that shit.
Anzo, like I told my friend's dad, I'm like, I never thought about some female just licking me like that, but Catwoman, she can definitely do that to me. Like, lick whatever she wants.
Facts.
I'm gonna go with my number 1, which is also Miss Pfeiffer. She, to me, she's the best. Corn on Flays, she's the cat's meow. So yeah, I can see everything about it when she first made that suit and the claws she did and all that kind of stuff and the whips and stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like Miss Pfeiffer. All right, Mr. Terrence, who's your number 1? But I think we already figured it out.
Yeah, because like, remember how I was saying that my number 1 is tied, but you know I gotta separate them. So for me, you know, Zoe Kravitz is number 1 because she is by far the most comic book accurate. She's literally taken out of Batman Year One. Even the stuff with her and Falcone and how she scratched his face, I'm like, that was completely taken from there. Even like her look with the short hair, the way that she stands, the way that she fights is completely Batman Year One. And Zoe Kravitz, she's pretty. The way that she fights too is better than all the other Catwomen combined. Like I was talking about Anne Hathaway, And me being a martial artist, like fight scenes are very important to me. Like I need to see some excellent moves and shit. And the way she was able to deliver low kicks followed by high kicks, the way she was able to stay in a crouch position and throw 3 kicks before her feet went back down to the ground, that is something that we associate with the very quick, very trained. There's something about a fighter that can deliver multiple kicks before they go back down to the ground, and to deliver them on the mark. Batman was good in that sense because he was able to make her movements, which were impressive, look like child's play, which spoke to his level of training. But I was like, holy shit! Like Zoe Kravitz, she did a lot of training for the movie, and it really showed in that. Because beforehand, I was like, man, Zoe Kravitz is a terrible actress. She's pretty. I love to stick my dick down her throat, but I was like, she can't act, right? But when I seen her as
Really,
Catwoman, I
Terrence,
was like, man,
you really had to go there.
Oh, he went there.
Oh my god!
I'm just saying, like, but she did her thing. She won me over in the role because she really transformed into the character. And I was like, you know what, Zoe? I didn't have no respect for you as an actress before, but my respect is a little higher now because of the way she was able to bring Catwoman to life and how she was able to listen to Matt Reeves' directions and what he wanted, and then she was able to translate that. I feel like there's so much chemistry going on all around to deliver what I call the perfect Batman movie. So Zoe Kravitz, she number one. Love Michelle Pfeiffer, but Zoe Kravitz did some more stuff than Michelle Pfeiffer did.
Okay, fantastic. There you have it, people. Let's see what some of the people in the chat are saying. Perkman had said earlier that Christian Bale's Batman too small. That's why he got his back broke. Hello. Yeah, I don't see Bane doing that to Ben Affleck Batman. I could be wrong.
Well, to be fair, I mean,
the
in the
Venom
comic,
maybe, but
I mean, to be fair, Ben Affleck's Batman, right? Like, he is the closest physique wise to Batman. And Batman is huge in the comic books, even though he's billed as 210. Like his suit like adds like another 50 pounds. And Bane was able to do that to him. So if you were to swap Christian Bale out for Ben Affleck, you would still have to do the same thing because Bane breaks the bat. Period.
yeah, but that Bane, the Bane would have to have some venom. He couldn't be that Bane from the movie and break that.
Well, I mean, Bane, but here's the thing though, like a lot of humans forget when it comes to Bane that Bane before he takes the venom is extremely strong. Like the venom makes it worse. It makes it like 80 times worse. But he's a natural athlete. Like this dude was a luchador, picking up dudes 200-300 pounds and slamming them. He got trained by the league, so his natural prowess is already close to what a Batman's level would be anyway, from a physical standpoint. So to me, it wouldn't matter if you use the Bane from the Dark Knight Rises or the one from Gotham. Like Bane is going to be able to do that.
Okay, as much as I love her, but hate to say it, Holly Berry. So I ain't even finished reading that shit. I think Kravitz Catwoman outshined Bats. So did right. I don't know about all that though.
Outshined him? I don't think anyone in the movie like outshined anyone. I think they were all great for different reasons.
They complemented each other.
Yeah, exactly. It all blended well into the plot, which is what you have to do because Batman, when you look at Batman, like a hero is only as good as his villains and shit around him. Like I don't care what anybody says, Batman has the best fucking villains in terms of personality and everything else. Like each one of them, they have to work in conjunction with Batman. And the Batman movie was able to do that. Even the background characters are fascinating. You see how they're going to become much more important later on.
So I hate to be a fucking jaded fanboy, but I got to on this one. I got to. Please explain to me why, when the Batman was watching, right, when he found out who the Russian girl, he was looking for the Russian girl, Annika or whatever her name was, right? He goes to the house because he's spying on Selena. He sees her, but then he leaves to follow Selena. Why did he do that?
I told you yesterday why he did it.
No. Why did he do that?
I think well, in that particular context, I think that you are dealing with a very sloppy Bruce, right? Like his priorities are not like he didn't have all his ducks in a row.
But he
Like
wanted to
because
talk to her though. Like he wanted to find out what happened. He wanted to talk to her. So why the fuck did he go follow Selena?
because
Trying to explain it. You ain't let him explain it.
so it's like and plus like in his mindset, the way he was thinking about it in that scene, I think he viewed Selena to be much more important to the overall puzzle. And then he could circle back around to her because Selena is connected to that individual. So him being a beginner and trying to think like a detective, like it seemed like so much was connected to Selena, and he turned out to be right with the whole Falcone and everything came full circle. So I think that's what happened is that he was really trying to view what's more important. And then when he realized that he had made a mistake, then things happen and it's too late. And you see how it plays out in the movie. But I
Yeah,
think
but
that's why he decided to follow
it was a
Selena
plot
instead.
point so that they could kill that girl. That's the only reason why they did it. And I don't like I said, I don't like to be a jaded fanboy, but that is 100%. It was a plot point just so that they could kill the girl. He was there to talk to her. He was there to find out what happened to her. But yet he sees Kalina and he sees her hysterical, crying and everything. But yet he feels the need to go follow Selena. It was dumb. That made no sense.
Well, like in terms of your point of saying that it's a plot point, this is true, but all movies have a plot point, right? Like we can do this with any movie,
Now
and
that's bad, right? But
essentially,
that's bad writing. You could have found another way to do that.
well, but it's kind of like how I was saying, like I don't like view it as being bad writing because of why he decided to do that, and the to me the reasoning of the characters is what makes it important.
But you don't get a reason to why he did. He never says why he followed her.
Well, no,
Yeah,
he
she
doesn't. He
had
doesn't
something to do
say
with
it,
it,
but
but at that point he had no idea.
well, no, he had no idea, but it's just from my perspective, I was thinking about why he had decided to do it,
Right. So
even without
you're
him.
coming up with that perspective of why he did it. But
Right,
we
and
don't
and
know
that
why he
that
did it
well, yeah,
because
but
of
that's
plot
just
point.
that's just me following along with the story and what made sense
Plot
to me in
point.
the moment. Like I
Yeah.
didn't, I didn't even need like Anzo. I didn't even really need to think about it for like 10 seconds. That was the first thing that popped in my head, and then after that, I was like, well, let me see how things play out, and then I'll reassess how certain things were delivered. But I felt
It
like
popped in my head because it was like the second time or third time I tried watching it. So when I'm watching it, I was like, why the fuck did he why did he do that? Like it made no
Because
sense.
that is consistent with this Batman. And I said it.
But Danny, okay, I know you're saying, yeah, his first year, whatever, made mistakes, blah blah blah. But you're a cop in your first year. If you know
I
you got
made
to
fucking
question,
mistakes.
huh? Yeah, you made mistakes, but you know if you got to go question somebody for something, and you're watching them or whatever, doing a stakeout, and then you see someone leave, you're not going to follow that person. You're going to go do what you have to do, right? So that's really not
well,
making
well, I,
all mistakes and stuff.
well, I mean, like, okay, Dan. I feel like what Danny's gonna do, and what a lot of cops in real life, what they're gonna do, Batman may or may not do it, depending on the situation. And it also depends on how long he's been doing it. There's so many factors to take in consideration, but I can see how someone may dislike it or have an issue with it. But me personally, I just felt like it was happening for a reason, and I didn't have issue with that because he was only year two. Like now, if he'd have been prime Batman doing half of the stuff that he did in the movie, I wouldn't have been okay with that because there would be no reason for him to do that when he's like the Batman, like where he's about to join the Justice League and
No,
shit. Like
man,
Ben Affleck's
he
Batman.
see he
Ben,
seen the ass and wanted to follow the ass. That's exactly what happened. I'm like, no, I seen this nice little light skinned
that
duty. He wanted some chocolate.
well, that's definitely part of the equation, and that's true even in the comics because Batman is very drawn to Catwoman and vice versa. So that no doubt played in there. That is definitely one of the ingredients. But like I said, I think the rest, I was fine with it just because of the context. I feel like the context is important, and that particular context, I was like, half of this shit would not be okay unless the movie provided me with the details as to why that was okay.
I
Okay.
guess.
And all y'all got a little bit more time? Oh, you're gonna go?
Yeah.
Hey, 10 hours, Danny.
No, hell no. I know what you're smoking, but you need to stop. You good, guys, car?
Now I got to jump off. We got another 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. So, questions I was going to do tonight on the other show, but I'm going to go ahead and ask a couple of these questions because I think they're pretty interesting. Article I read today off of the Direct said Ironheart is rumored to be making an appearance in the upcoming Black Panther. You think that's a good move? Are you excited about it? You don't indifferent? What do you think, guys? Nzo, what do you think?
Well, that shouldn't be a rumor. That should be confirmed. That's what I heard from the start, that she was supposed to be in it, right? But again, I don't think that we're gonna actually see, her in the suit or anything like that. It's probably just gonna be a quick.
So you think she's gonna be one of those students that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be much.
That makes sense. You think, Ascar?
I really don't care.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel. All right. Okay. Terrence, what do you think, bro?
Man, as much as I love Marvel, the Ironheart is not a good character, man. She's fucking whack. Like, to me, I feel like her being in the movie or not, I don't think it's gonna make any difference. I mean, her whole shtick is, hey, let me reverse engineer some fucking Iron Man technology. And to me, she never really established identity on her own. Like War Machine, to me, she is truly the epitome of a tokenized Iron Man. I'm just like, I don't care. I think Shuri is a more interesting character based off of what I've seen from her in the MCU, as well as her comic books. Give Shuri screen time before you give Ironheart. But maybe if she's in the movie, like, to a large degree, and it's not like, hey, I'm the new Iron Woman, yay, and then she just leaves. If it's something compelling, I'll give it props, because I would prefer to like the character. But just as it stands, Danny, with what I heard about her being in the movie and what I know about her from the comics, I'm not interested in her like that.
All right. Next question. In a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight, Jared Leto was asked, would there be a Spider-Man appearance in his movie? He said that they're definitely going to work together. So my question is, no, let me change that. He definitely said he would like to work with the Spider-Man, currently Tom Holland's. So would you like to see the Webhead in the Morbius movie, or do you think that would be too soon? Or maybe a in-scene credit, something like that? What do you think, Anzo?
Well, if they do, I don't mind, because they're going to be moving forward with their universe anyways. And the only way to do that is to bring in a Spider-Man, whoever it is, whichever Spider-Man it is. So, hey, man, do it. I'm fine with it.
All right. Terrence?
You know what? I would have to see it, because the tone of Morbius is not the MCU, right? Like, looking at Morbius, you're not like, oh, MCU. Like, it is the whole dialogue and the color palette. It's like completely different. It's like the Sonyverse stuff. So to me, I feel like even though Tom Holland's Spider-Man has some great emotional moments in No Way Home, it was all in a particular context. But outside of that, he's pretty fucking goofy. And I just, like, I don't know how he would mesh with Morbius. I would rather see Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield Spider-Man with Jared Leto's Morbius, like, if I had to pick.
All right, guys, Carl, what are your thoughts?
I don't think Morbius will be able to self-sustain itself without having Spider-Man in it. Be it a cameo or not.
So you don't think it's going to make much money?
I don't think it is.
So when is it scheduled to come out now? It's scheduled to come out the first
April
next
1st.
Right?
April 1st. So
Yep, already got my tickets. Yeah.
If it was me, I'd push it back till May 18th, 19th, something like that.
They've done a lot of reshoots, so obviously we're gonna get a Spider-Man.
No, don't push it back. I already got my tickets. I'll be irritated.
I'll push it back because I think the first movie of the summer is pretty successful. So if it's the first movie of the summer, I think it'll do better than now. I just do. I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, Doctor Strange.
This movie's already been pushed back more than New Mutants, and that's very jarring.
Yeah, that's saying something, because the New Mutants, I thought I would never see that shit, but yeah.
That don't bother me at all. As long as I see it. I mean, how long we been waiting to see fucking? It can't be pushed back more than Avatar 2. They were talking about that shit for the past 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, but Avatar was never really pushed back. It was just production and whatever, right?
I agree with Anzo. Like I was cool. Thank you, Anzo. I was just about to say, I feel like that's not pushed back as much as it is that James Cameron has been working on it all this time. He's been giving us updates as time goes on. I'm trying to use this camera. I'm trying to shoot this scene. I'm trying to get these people in the movie. So it's a long process, and I'm okay with that because the man made the highest grossing movie of all time, and then it was also Titanic at one point too. So he is he's what I call a master of his craft. Like he just knows how to make movies where humans are gonna go and see it.
Visually pleasing.
So yeah.
Do you think if there's another sequel, do you think if there's a sequel to Batman, who should be the next villain that they introduce? Anybody want to go first?
Ooh, I don't care, just as long as it's not Joker again.
Okay. No Joker.
Well, from oh man, what was it like? Batman has more than 35 villains. I mean, you could essentially do anything, but with the look and feel of what Matt Reeves set up, it's even darker than Nolan's stuff, right? So I noticed that, which is not easy to do that. I was like, damn, this shit is darker than Nolan shit in certain ways. And I think that with that, you want to play up the Arkham Asylum angle. You want to play up the Court of Owls because they're very important in Gotham. They tapped on that a little bit in the Gotham series that you know individuals that somehow didn't watch. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that shit still jars my mind. I'm like 5 years, and then I'd be having these conversations, and they either stopped watching it in season 1 or they didn't watch it at all. I'm like, there was a lot of great shit in Gotham. But anyway,
if you want to have that darkness going on, I think that what instantly comes to my mind is Scarecrow. That dark with Scarecrow.
I'm okay with Scarecrow, but it's because Nolan did him, right? So I would want to see something that needs to be.
I want something different than that. I mean, I want him to look sinister. I mean, with the straw hat, and I don't want him to look like he did with that bag on his head and shit. I didn't like that.
I can agree with you there in terms of his look, but it's just that Scarecrow is still fresh, like we just got him. So even if they, deliver a more comic book accurate one, it's like I would rather see stuff like I want to see Mr. Freeze too, because Mr. Freeze has not been done right on the big screen because the Batman and Robin thing. He was good in Gotham, but I mean on the big screen. So I feel like with that tone, Mr. Freeze would be great. Or do like the ventriloquist with Scarface. That's basically 2 villains in one. You got a psychotic human with a second personality that acts through a dummy that also murders people. So you can get shot twice by the human and by the dummy. And if you want to talk about psychological warfare, imagine Matt Reeves presenting a fucking dummy that's a mob boss. Like that shit would be so fucking cool. Like do something like that. Like that could work. Or do Man Bat or Killer Croc. Like there's so many options that he can play up based upon what he's presented. And then in that third movie, that's when you could bring in Joker. Like after you done all these other ones.
Right. And you see the problem with this movie or these movies is you can't do every villain, right? Because they're all grounded in reality. So there's some villains that are just fantastical that you won't be able to do in this kind of a settings, So
I agree. And with that, I agree with that, Anzo. With that, right? Mm-hmm. With Mr. Freeze, the way to do him grounded is like you can have his gun, and you need to have that based on science. Mm-hmm. He can have some sort of skin condition. You can have that explained through science. Like there's a way you can handle
Mr. Freeze could work. Mr. Freeze could work.
He could be an albino. That could pull it off with that.
Yeah,
he can be an albino. He can have a skin condition. Like there could be a reason why he built his suit. Like his body needs to be.
Old boy from Black Lightning be Mr. Freeze.
Jefferson Pierce,
Tobias Whale.
Oh, Tobias Wells.
Nah. Nah.
That'd be a rough ass Mr. Freeze, man. I can see
Man,
that.
that just would make me laugh too much. I think he would be if Matt Reeves wanted to, he could just have him be Tobias Well again, but just in the Batman universe. Like that could work too, because he was a savage there. You could just slightly tweak him because Tobias Well has different interpretations anyway. Like I wouldn't mind that, or he could be any number of the mob bosses that are in Gotham. Maybe he could be the mob boss that Penguin kills to establish his power. Like I'd be fine with that.
What's the one with the flat head? What they call him?
Say again.
One with the flat head. That he hit
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah. Yo.
yeah, I think you see, I'm not really all good with fan casting, so I'm not sure who I would put in that. But you already know, Danny, the way that group, they would be happy to see a black man as the bad guy.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. Gascar, you say you got a dip?
Yeah, peace,
Yeah, I
guys.
got a dip, man.
Okay.
Thank you, Danny, for having me here. It's good to be on the stream again with you, Anzo and Terrence, man.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Likewise.
So, catch you all next time.
We
Peace.
catch you on
All
Wednesday.
right, guys, car.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Yeah, no, like I'm kind of like Anzo in that way. Like I don't really have individuals in mind per se to play certain characters, but what I do have is ideas on what stories you can tell and how you can bring in certain characters. And then from there, if you present someone to me in a role, then I can say yes or no to that. Not so much that I just automatically have somebody in mind.
Hey, Jefferson Pierce, I wouldn't be mad with him as Mr. Freeze.
Oh no.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh God.
Check with Anzo, and if you get an opportunity, send that clip of us, the four of us on Square One. Can you send that clip to him? We're gonna put some music to it.
Yeah, I sent you a tweet.
Well, okay, like what Shifty Gizm said, right? Too fantastical. Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bane in himself is considered to be fantastical, like as he is in the comics. The way that he jumps and how he breaks through buildings and shit, you can ground him, as we've seen. Like so, the ones with actual powers, all you have to do is just kind of cut that in half, like how I was mentioning with Mr. Freeze. Clayface can be, again, you're dealing with a skin condition, but with him, you can still make him Clayface, but everything around him could be a certain way. Will have a sense of realism. Like that's how you can use characters like that and still have your grounded world, because certain characters, they go beyond that. There's not much you can do without like really damaging what the character can be, because we've seen that before. It's kind of like when I was talking about Shazam, like the characters and the stuff around Savannah is pretty goofy, but Savannah himself is still Dr. Savannah. So you just take that and do that with the villains. Like the audience sees, okay, it seems to be real, but here you have Clayface. Like he's going to be more fantastical than the rest of the characters. The only one that can really deal with him is Batman, even though he's grounded in a sense, but he's still Batman. Like you can get away with that. You don't have to make everything else to the equivalent of that character to do that character within that particular setting.
Right. And Clayface in the cartoon or comic, whatever, you know what I mean? He's made out of clay, but you can do the same thing with him that you would do with Killer Croc, make it some kind of skin disease. It doesn't have to be doing all that clay shit and transforming and shit, right? It could just be some sort of skin disease.
Like a master of disguise and stuff. He can kind of like
they
do the same way they did. What's the guy, Liam Neeson? What he played, Darkman. They could do that same thing.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, right? There can't be too much of a pattern when it comes to skin condition. I think with Mr. Freeze, you use that, but with Clayface, you have to do his powers. You have to, because that's what makes his character cool. Like him being able to transform in the mud. Like in fact, Matt Reeves with his cinematography, he can make Clayface look fucking amazing. That would look crazy.
That ain't gonna be realistic, though.
Right. That's why I say,
but that's what I'm saying. Like
that universe.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you have to, like with certain characters, you can't change them to the degree to where they're damaging. The audience is smart enough to understand when you present something in the equation, like this is the exception, But this is not the norm, though. That's not what you're going to get all the time. But some characters have to crack through that mode, and Clayface is one of them. Man Bat, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze is probably the best one to null him down, but you can only do that so much as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Mr. Freeze is the best one. Clayface and Killer Croc, they would be hard to do, but you're right. Like if you do Mr. Freeze and it's a skin disease, then you do Killer Croc or
Poison
Clayface,
Ivy. Poison
and it's
Ivy
a
wouldn't be
skin
that hard.
disease.
Well, Poison Ivy
No,
is
Poison
also
Ivy.
fantastical. Like, in
She
fact,
is, but you could take away the fantastical and say she has some mist that she uses, right? Like she chemist and created some kind of mist that gets people to do what they wanted to do.
the only issue that I would have with that is that she would then be too basic. Like
Yeah,
she is
because you
the.
wouldn't be able to use plants the way she should, right? So
I mean, like I feel like okay, like with the way that it's presented, it doesn't mean that the franchise itself can't morph into other elements. It's just like with what they did with Arrow. Arrow started as grounded, and then they brought in characters with powers, and it was still grounded. Like even when Flash came on Arrow, he was fast and shit with the lightning, but everything was still grounded. It's just Flash has to be the Flash.
Yeah, but the problem is Matt Reeves doesn't want to do that. That's why he doesn't want to have Superman in his universe. Right?
That's true, but if he wants to, but I think that if he wants to do certain characters, he is creative enough based upon what I've seen to make them work. Like I think he could do any of Batman's characters and he would make them work. But
yeah, maybe,
but
then he
I
would
think,
have to change the tone of those movies. That's the thing, right?
well, not
really the
necessarily,
tone,
right?
but you know what I mean. Like it would have to go from grounded to like fantastical.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but only around that character, because even in the context of Gotham, depending on who the characters are, you get more or less grounded material. Like Penguin and Two-Face are more grounded than what you would see with Poison Ivy and Clayface and Killer Croc and shit like that. Like they do a good job with telling you stories, allowing you to understand that there are contexts for all these characters, but they're still part of the same city, same universe. I think Matt Reeves is smart enough to be able to do that and to show people that you can. It's just a matter of how you do it and how much of something that you do or don't do, right? Like it's all about what we see. We have to see how it's done. Like, because you don't want it to turn into like Batman and Robin, but you also don't want to harm the characters either. But if you want to essentially avoid those problems, then you would go back to my first example, which is the Court of Owls, the Arkham stuff, the ventriloquist. You know what I'm saying? They already did the Riddler. You know, you can do like, Mr. Freeze, just cut a little bit off the top. But even then, his gun and shit, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to avoid it, just stick with certain characters where they're not as fantastical, but they're still extreme. Ventriloquist is a dummy. He's a psychotic man that believes a dummy is his best friend. You can do that and make that terrifying. The Court of Owls are individuals that have infinite power in Gotham. They've been around a long time and they know martial arts. You could do stuff like that and you don't have to worry about that, right?
Yeah. That's why I said there's things you can do. I just think if he wants to keep it grounded, there's things he can do.
Right. But sometimes in life though, you got to turn it up for the sequels, right? So I can respect that, and that would be interesting because with the other Batman films, there's a certain kind of tone, and it kind of stays. Matt Reeves doesn't have to do that. Like he can present different scenarios with the Batman and have those characters be consistent within it. That's how the audience can make the connection that look at these characters. They're the same, but they're dealing with this, right? So I think most importantly, the point is that no matter what you do, you want to be careful. And I feel like the more knowledgeable you are about the characters will then allow you to assess how you can put them in certain situations as to where others may mess them up, because the details and the context is always important.
Yeah.
D. Scott, let's get this question. Are you guys disappointed or are you happy with DC's slate change? Why do you think this is happening after the Batman release? I'm not happy one way or the other. I'm a little, I'm a little disappointed because I really want to see Black Adam, but the rest of them, whenever they release them, I'll go see them. I'm not sitting here worrying about, oh damn, it's gonna be another 2 months. No, I've never seen that about any movie. So, am I worried about it? No. Why they pushing it back? I'm guessing they want to put in a better position, maybe doing reshoots. I don't know, but it's nothing that I'm worrying about.
I mean, disappointed in what sense? We're still getting 3 DC movies this year.
They said the slate change. I think they're pushing them back.
Yeah, they're pushing all of them back.
Because I know for this year we got the Batman, and then I heard that Black Adam and Shazam are coming out this year, but
Those
it's
were pushed
Aquaman
back.
and Flash. That's
a couple of them was pushed back to next year.
Yeah, Aquaman
right.
and Flash was pushed back as well.
I thought they said that Flash and Aquaman were the ones, but we're still getting the 3 this year. Batman, not Aquaman, Batman, Shazam, and Black Adam because they're connected. Like they swapped them out like that.
I don't know. Like I said, when people keep harping on it's been pushed back, I don't sit here, me personally, I don't sit and be like, damn, it's pushed back again. I mean, okay, when we see it, we will see it. That doesn't make me don't want to see anything more or less. Like some people say, because Morbius got pushed back whatever number of times. I'm getting a little antsy. I mean, I'm okay. I'll watch when it come out. If it don't come out, I'll be okay. But it don't make me want to see a movie more or less if it get pushed back. Maybe a Star Wars, maybe. Or if it was like something like another in-game type movie, I'd be like, oh damn. But other than that, other movies, they don't have that strength.
I mean, it makes like with Aquaman and the Flash, right? Them being the last of the bunch, that makes sense for like a billion different reasons. Number one, the obvious one would be the special effects, the visual effects, them adding stuff to the movie, and the Flash being the last one makes sense because that's going to make a bunch of changes. Like a lot of humans, they're not even able to comprehend at the moment what they're going to do because we haven't even gotten a full trailer to see just the gist of it. And obviously, they're not going to show us everything in that trailer. But I'm telling you that just based off of the shit that I know with the Flash and what they presented with this movie, there's going to be a lot of complications in there. It's like one of those storylines where there is no in between. It's either good or it's not because there's a lot of complexities. But I think that's what makes it so interesting. There's going to be 4 Batmen. There's 3 different Flashes. There's 2 different Supergirls. The Justice League is going to be in there. Ben Affleck's Batman's going to get killed. They're going to keep this part of the DCU, erase this, erase the whole thing. And there's so many different elements, right? At least with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we know what that shit looks like. And the rest is just about who pops up in the movie and stuff like that. I have no fucking idea what they're going to do with the Flash outside of the basic, like, Barry trying to save his mom and everything else is just kind of up in the air.
No, I feel you 100%. Personally, though, and you're hearing the rumors what it was going around, right? Why people are saying it has been pushed back is because of the merger and maybe we're going to be getting, Snyderverse back. That's what people are thinking.
That's possible, Anzo. In my opinion, I don't think the merger has anything to do with it, but that's possible. I think that if anything, with the merger, with a little bit more money, they could just be very well adding in some more stuff because with some of these films, they've already tested them, like Black Adam and Shazam. So it could be that certain characters are now going to be elevated to particular positions that maybe they weren't before. And there's a certain kind of organization going on that we may not be aware of. Because, you might have a lot of humans like, oh, man, this don't seem to make sense. It's sloppy. And I'm like, what if they making it to where it's not? And it's going to lead to a certain team and all this stuff and return to Zack Snyder. There's so many possibilities. That's why it's interesting. Even if like a person is not excited about it or they just hate it because it's DC. I'm like, the intrigue of what is possible is there.
Yeah.
All right. Final question of the night. If they were to do another Incredible Hulk movie, do you think the leader storyline would be a good route to go? we've never seen him but briefly in the Incredible Hulk with what's his name, Edward Norton. You saw like when he was trying to cure him on the table, some of the gamma blood got on the guy's head, and his head started to grow and bubble.
Yeah, it started pulsating. Yeah.
So, do you think, because in the comic books, he is one of the Hulks, he's in the Hulk's Rogue Gallery, Abomination leader, they're all about the same. So, would you like to see a leader? Because I really think they could do that good. And I don't think it would be totally terribly expensive because they could make him special effects, they could do prosthetic. And I think the prosthetics and the real what's the word we use? The practical makeup, and they could design a big head for him. And I think that given the right character, the right actor, I think that could be something really good.
I agree.
Your thoughts?
You want to go? Go ahead, Terrence.
No. Go ahead. I was just thinking. Yeah.
I think the leader could be done well, but I think the leader would have to be like a sub villain as well. You know what I mean? I think you would have to have someone, if you're going to do a Hulk movie, you got to have someone on his strength level that maybe he can fight, but the leader in the background controlling everything. You know, there was a comic I remember where the leader was, I can't remember which comic it was, Hulk comic, where the leader was controlling some stuff.
Yeah, he always trying to steal the Hulk strength too.
Right, but he was using the Juggernaut as his muscle. You know what I mean? So I think he would do something like that. I wouldn't want to see Abomination because we've seen Abomination or something, but someone on the level of Hulk's power, I would definitely be down for see that. I like the leader; he's cool. I would think it would be good.
All right.
You know what? Since the Hulk has only had one movie in the MCU, The Incredible Hulk, which is terribly underrated in my opinion. That to me, that is my favorite Hulk, bar none. Like out of any of the live action stuff,
even the way he looks is best in that one.
Yes, like that's what I was telling Humans Anzo. The muscle striations in Edward Norton's Hulk, like he looks like a savage. Like even his teeth and everything. Like the Mark Ruffalo one is fine, but that one looks more goofy and cartoonish. Like it looked like if he were to stand toe to toe with Edward Norton's Hulk would beat the piss out of him.
Look more Neanderthal. Where he be walking and when he's beating
he wasn't even walking right. He had a hunchback. In each movie, they seem to make him like they keep playing around with his design, which I'm not like against per se, because that was like the mandate that they already presented in that.
I don't like when they get him like walking on his knuckles
like a monkey, in Avengers.
In Avengers 1, right?
Yeah. What is that?
I
like his design more in Ragnarok.
I didn't like that he had the knuckles on the ground in the first Avengers, but because there was other stuff that was happening, it was kind of something that I noticed, and then I filed away in my mind. I'm like, that's like I don't know about that, but at least the rest of this is cool. Yay, that's kind of how I was reacting. But I'm like, man, it's sad that William Hurt, right, that he died, because I wanted to see him as Red Hulk. I think that because Hulk hasn't had a movie in a long time, for you to do a movie around the leader, he's not a strong enough villain. Like whether that be physically or just the appeal of him is not that interesting in relation to all the other Marvel characters. Like out of all the scenarios that you could put with the Hulk,
I don't think he's not interesting, but I think like with MODOK, like we see in the animated, him and MODOK, they come up with these schemes, and sometimes they give the Hulk some doggone problems.
Yeah, MODOK is okay as a character. I feel like he works best
together. Those two together play off each other. By themselves, like I don't think they're strong enough. I agree with you on that statement. But together, I think they kind of like the yin and the yang and make it stronger.
You know what? Together. Like honestly, for them together, that would be a little better, but not much. I feel like we would just end up with some goofy villains that make jokes and stuff, and then the Hulk is just gonna jump in the room and beat the fuck out of them, and you're gonna be like, man, there was no point in which you were concerned for the Hulk, right? Like I think that you need to put another Hulk in there. You know what I'm saying? Like Like the do Red Hulk. There's no way around it. Do Red Hulk. I don't care at this point because if you're gonna bring Hulk or do Hulk versus Wolverine, do that shit. Like you need to do something.
There's a story where they cloned
does
the Hulk. Now he had clones of them, females and males. Had different. They had some aspects of his powers, but they were augmented with like some had like a rocket on them, and some had kind of mechanical arm. I remember seeing that and reading that.
There's
The
plenty
leader-
of stuff.
the leader
There's
did that.
plenty of stuff with other Hulks and individuals that have messed around with gamma radiation. I mean, Bruce Banner is the GOAT, but you have some other threats in there. But I think that
What's up, Kid Dots?
I think that because he hasn't had a movie, you want him to have a like really good entertaining. If it's not like good in the sense of the story, the action and stuff needs to be on point. Because that'd be a damn shame. It's like it's been 30,000 years. Here's another Hulk movie, and your villains are just, "Ha, I'm smarter than you. Let me lead you into a trap. Ha, let's see how he can get out." And like, I don't want to see that. That's not going to be that appealing. Even
my
though
question is, does Red Hulk have to be General Ross? And two, if so, do you think they can recast him?
Yes, I definitely think he's recastable. I would recast General Ross. I would make a younger General Ross. I would make one as old as the one we've seen. And if they did a Hulk movie, I would make it a younger General Ross. Maybe this one looks 60 something, maybe 50 something.
That's a great question, Anzo.
He looks a little fitter, and he decides to go for that serum because in the comic books, Betty Ross becomes a red She-Hulk. There's a green She-Hulk and a red She-Hulk, and she becomes a red She-Hulk. So
I think that it would be a fail to go with Red She-Hulk. I think it would work better if like
I'm not saying initially, maybe later on down the line. Because if what y'all saying is true, and I'm just gonna say y'all, because I'm not on this bandwagon right yet. And if Hollywood is woke, if y'all say it is, then that's like what they're gonna do if they're green like a Hulk. Okay, there's a She-Hulk too, a red She-Hulk. So
wait, when did I say Hulk was woke? What happened?
No. MCU is woke.
MCU and Hollywood is woke.
And I don't think he's saying you saying that. I'm just saying.
Oh, I was like, wait, when did I say Hulk was? Oh, like, yeah.
I didn't say you said Hulk, but I'm saying most YouTubers that I communicate with say that there's an agenda and Hollywood is woke and all this kind of stuff, which may be the case, but I don't sit there and let anybody agenda influence me. I go in there and watch it for what I think it is. And if it is, I mean, some things they throw in my face, but shit, I don't worry about it. Same-sex stuff ain't necessarily my cup of tea.
I'm not going to jump on
woke.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump on that bus, but what I will say is that there's obviously a fucking agenda. It varies from project to project, and a lot of stuff feels unnatural, but I also have to see it and see how it plays out, even if something might initially be distasteful. Like, because for me, if it's DC or Marvel, you're gonna have me automatically. Even if I don't like the fucking trailer, you're gonna have Terrence. Everybody else, it may not be easy like that. They might want to see a certain character or certain things could turn them off. There's a million different reasons. But for me, I'm just like, you should be trying to prioritize characters based off of power set and popularity, not necessarily like some character that nobody cares about, like America Chavez. Nobody gives a fuck about America Chavez. The only thing cool about her is her fucking powers, and that is it. Like, and that's gonna play into the whole Doctor Strange too, because she can make these fucking stars where she can kick open portals to different dimensions and universes, which is probably why Scarlet Witch is gonna snatch her ass up. But we gotta wait and see. But
Mad 13. Go ahead, Terrence.
But yeah, but no, Danny, I just honestly, I'm gonna be open to whatever they do, but I really think they need to bring out all the stops with the Hulk, man. They've been doing him dirty in the MCU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mad 1306 says, no, don't recast him. If they didn't want to recast Chadwick, be fair across the board. Well, my response to that is that Chadwick Boseman transcended Black Panther. That movie was transcended. There's no role we saw General Ross portray that transcend anything.
That is not even remotely the same thing. That's crazy.
So the world will be okay. I guarantee you won't see no articles or debate about should we recast William Hurt as the doctor. You're not even going to hear that.
I mean,
I'd be very, very shocked to see articles say anything or make that
well,
comparison.
we got the multiverse, right? So I'm curious to see how they use that, because the multiverse should not be used in a way to correct your fuck ups from the past. You know what I'm saying? Like these things that they do to these characters, it should be that you're trying to do specific storylines as to where in your standard universe it didn't necessarily allow for it. Like bringing in another Ross from the multiverse makes perfect sense. And like you said, he can be younger, he could be the same age. You could do whatever you want in that sense. And from that, if they do that, that can give them an opportunity for the Red Hulk with that whole fucking experimentation with the gamma radiations, the satellites. Like his process to become the Red Hulk is fucking interesting. Like, and I want to see that. Like, imagine seeing on the screen. Like, I don't even care if the story is good. Like, as long as they fight for like 30 minutes of the movie, you got Red Hulk heating up and shit burning around him and stuff, and him and Hulk throwing down, and the other heroes like, oh my god, there's two of them. What the fuck are we gonna do? Not a damn thing, and just them beating the shit out of each other. You need to have it like that. Something.
Yeah. That would be an epic fight. Hulk versus Wolverine be tight too. I just watched that cartoon here about 2 weeks ago. So that would be a good one.
Man, Daddy, I want to
that
see
one.
that.
What?
Oh, you didn't like the Hulk versus Wolverine?
No. And the Hulk versus Thor? Didn't like him either.
What didn't work for you,
I
Anzo?
want to see.
I don't know. I'd have to watch them again. I just don't remember liking it so much.
Hulk was giving him the business, boy.
I mean, to be fair to you, Anzo, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say that the Hulk versus Thor, Hulk versus Wolverine, those storylines were kind of weak, but the fights that were happening between those respective characters I thought was cool. And that's the best thing about them. Like, if anything, somebody could YouTube it, or if you got the physical media, you just skip to those scenes and call it a day. You don't even need to.
I saw the one when he fought the Avengers. Man, Hulk almost killed suckers because
Ultimate Avengers 1 and 2.
Yeah, the wall flew in his head and shit. I think he broke damn Giant Man.
Man, he looked like fucking a Frankenstein in that shit. Hulk, you look like Frankenstein been doing squats and bench pressing. I was like, all right, it looked pretty cool, like how they did them. But
H.T. Boswell said they must recast just like they are T'Challa by making him from another Earth. Jerome Ross could already be Red Hulk when we see him.
I was what was I gonna say to you guys? It was something with T'Challa. Oh, you guys, because I seen this circling around. I'm not saying it's confirmed or none of that shit, but the black dude that was in the first Purge, as in the movie called The First Purge, where it's centered around the black people and they were experimenting on them to start that project. The main dude that's one of the survivors that has a crew that he runs, and he ends up killing a bunch of those. That dude, for the longest time, I was like, he can either be Blade or he can be a Black Panther. Like, those were the two that were rattling my head. And funny enough, I've seen some humans make some videos about that actor being the T'Challa replacement, like him being the new T'Challa. And I was like, hey, so I wasn't the only one thinking that he should, be one of those characters. He got the look and stuff. I mean, Mahershala Ali is Blade, so that's out the window. But I think he could work as T'Challa.
Yeah, I think so. It would be interesting. It would definitely be interesting. I always said they should recast him anyway. So
yeah, I man, that's what I said too, Anzo. At first, I remember I was like, let me think about it for a little bit. I don't think so, not right now, but maybe in the future. I was like, let me think about it. I thought about it, and I came up, on streams with multiple scenarios how you can explain his absence and bring him back so many different ways. And I'm like, they don't even have to do them none of the ways I said, but with this whole multiverse thing, like I said, like they not necessarily supposed to be using it for certain reasons, but with that, it gives you the opportunity to just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Multiverse is the ultimate reset button.
Absolutely.
I would just say that he died on a mission. and then he had a son with old girl. I can't think her name. And now Shuri and
Okoye.
Okoye is grooming him to be the next Black Panther.
You talking about like son of T'Challa?
Yes.
Yeah.
T'Challa. It could be T'Challa Jr. for all we care. Then that would carry on the same name. We would see him training. They'll do a little montage when coming on. They had a memorial for T'Challa. He's going to miss got killed. Because he still got the heart shaped ruben in his blood. He passed it on to his son, so he has it genetically. And you see him raising them, and you see Okoye training them. You see him with his aunt, and she's teaching him stuff. And then boom, you see him. He's 22 years old, whatever, and his grandmother. What's his name? What's her name? Fine ass lady.
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
Oh, you talking about Angela Bassett's character?
She's like my grandson. Today is your day. You're gonna take the mantle of your father. Blah blah blah. It could start off like that. Boom, 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 boom.
I mean,
miss a beat.
I mean that might work. I think with what you presented, that is slightly more intriguing than that Shuri shit because she cool and stuff, man. I ain't got nothing against Shuri, but she's not compelling like T'Challa. She's not.
This could be the new T'Challa right here. Denzel Washington. He can pull it off.
Oh shit. You know, if that happens, I think that would raise my excitement because I do like him a lot as an actor. Like, you know, when I saw him in Black Klansman and Tenet and stuff, when I see him and hear his voice, I think Denzel, but then once I continue to watch him in whatever role he plays, he's his own thing, which is interesting. Like, I think that he's a talented actor and he's already shown it. And I think he's going to get better too. I think he's one of those actors that's going to improve a lot.
This is going to sound crazy, and I don't mean for it to sound crazy, but I think T'Challa has to be a certain skin tone.
I agree with you.
And he matches that. The guy that they wanted to be on Binghamton or whatever, they kicking around.
Peaky Blinders or whatever.
Yeah. I think he's a good actor, but his skin is too light. I think T'Challa has to look a certain way in order to be, I won't say be believable, but in order to be authentic, he has to have a certain skin tone.
Yeah, I can agree with that to a large degree, right? I think like he would have to be of the darker variety of black people, but I think I'd be okay with if not like too light, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want him to be like Ice-T, like, you know what I'm saying? But like,
but the guy we're talking about is just that.
Like, yeah, you don't want him to be high yellow, right? But if he's like a lighter brown, you know what I'm saying? Before you get to like Jamon Hansu or Wesley Snipes black, like, you know what I'm saying? Before you get to that, like, I might be okay with that if the acting is amazing. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of leeway, but I do get what you're saying. You want him to be of the darker skin. I feel that way about Storm too, to be honest. So
yeah, we were just having that discussion yesterday with Fatal J.
I'm cool with Storm with Halle Berry.
Really?
I mean, Halle Berry, like, she looked great as Storm.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it. Like, okay, when I saw when I was a kid, I was like, it's Storm.
She's better than the other girl that played in Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, because that one just, I don't know. To me, that younger one, like, I liked her little hair thing, the little mohawk stuff, but the way she was acting was weird. Like, especially when you get into like Dark Phoenix, the way she was talking to Charles, it was like the way that they wrote those characters, especially the younger ones, it started to feel really off. Like the X-Men don't do that. They kind of stepped away from the good stuff that they did early on, and it just got progressively worse, which is weird. So I think with Storm, what Kevin Feige, I'm pretty sure he will do, is make her incredibly different from Halle Berry and the other black chick that played her in the later films, and make her more comic book accurate. You know what I'm saying? With the, you know, the eyes being white from time to time, the African accent, and even tie her to Wakanda. Damn it! Like, if Chadwick Boseman was alive, I know we would have seen. Even though that was a small segment when Storm and T'Challa got married, and the hero showed up. Luke Cage and all of them were there for that shit. Even Wolverine showed up. My boy, who he's Wolverine, and he almost fought with Luke Cage and others, but Wolverine he's a savage. But the point is that I want to see that, but we can't in the sense with Chadwick with the damn it shit, like that'd have been so cool. I guess you could technically do it if you recast him, but I feel like Chadwick Boseman would have had so much charisma in that fucking Wakandan tuxedo and Storm flying in and landing right next to him and them being on their fucking throne. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would have been something.
I agree. Unfortunately, they're not going to recast, and I think they should. I think that's a huge mistake again, but I don't know. I think sooner or later they're going to.
Oh yeah, I agree. And the sooner or later, because with the MCU, like I've been saying for like the last 3 years, it has no ending in sight. It just keeps going and going. And I'm not saying I want it to end, but it's like without any ending, this whole what we want to get, now that the multiverse is here, makes it more likely. But some of the stuff is like you would want to happen in a reset where you're starting from scratch and you can truly spend time on the characters and present them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like we can,
This is a guy here they're talking about considered. I don't think he's too light skinned.
Wait, zoom in on him, Danny. Let me get a kind of a little bit small on my phone. I kind of see him.
Yeah, I'm with you, Danny. I think he's a little bit too.
If you can, Danny, just click on one of them and then I'll.
Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
What happened, Nzo?
Oh, no, this game.
See him now?
Okay, let me zoom it in a little bit. Okay, cool. I could do that. Zoom thing wasn't working. Handsome brother, but he is a bit too light, right? I think that's the only thing that's fucking him up is he a little bit too light.
Now, he's also being considered for James Bond, which I think he can kill that. But of course, they can put some stuff in there to darken him, but would it look real? I mean,
no, don't do that. Like, I don't know about that. That's like one of those.
But I'm saying they could do it because none of us recognize Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
they could do a prosthetic to make him look a little bit different.
That's true, but at least that was still in line with what his skin looks like. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a whole other crazy ass shade. Like I don't know about that. I'd rather see somebody else step in. That kind of worries me a little bit because if we see that, like we know what he looks like, we see that, and if it looks off a little bit, it will take us out of that movie. And I would hate to see that happen to something Black Panther. Like maybe
now, buddy, Black Panther. I'm worried. I'm truly worried for that because it just seemed to have one bad thing after one bad thing after one bad thing happen. And this latest thing, I don't know if this is gonna get in his head and mess him up or piss him off. I mean, so I just got fingers crossed that Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever will be a hit.
I'm pretty sure it will make its money because it's MCU.
If it's not, then we're gonna hear one hit wonders. That was a fluke, and I don't want to hear that shit because that might make me a little.
Well, I mean, it's gonna make money. It's just a question of how much, right? But
I want it to make another $1 billion. That's what I want.
It probably will because like it's been a while since the Chadwick Boseman stuff. You have a lot of humans while they're curious. Then you got the ones that are like, I need to see a trailer to get them back in. So I think it'll be the right kind of storm as to where it'll be successful. But then it's going to be like, is it better than the first one? Is it on equal footing? Or is this just like they tried and they failed? Because like I said, with those other characters, they just when you take a T'Challa out, they become less and less impressive. And they just become Wakandans. Like Wakandans are cool, but there's a lot of the background Wakandans where you like they cool, but they not gonna be able to carry a movie like a T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, and even in Baku, because he's more of a nice dude now. I mean, I wish they would have went with the whole him killing T'Challa's father and then T'Challa having to fuck him up. Now he did fuck him up, but it was in a different context, and we all saw that he helped him and stuff. I wish they would have kept on in Baku and kept him as like a huge villain, but it is what it is. Like there's too many question marks with Black Panther. I feel like I have more question marks with Black Panther than I do with Doctor Strange 2, which is weird because I'm pretty sure there's going to be more stuff in Doctor Strange 2. But I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier about that's just more of who's going to show up, and then we get to see what Scarlet Witch is going to do fully and stuff. But we know that her and Strange are the main players. We know that much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, so you guys feel like at this moment, would you say you're excited about Black Panther 2, or are you just like, eh?
I'm more like, eh, to be honest with you.
I definitely want to see it, but I mean,
are you done?
I don't know.
I'm
kind of scared for it based on stuff that I've seen.
Man, how you gonna replicate that first movie? Masa hoo Masa hoo. Like how you gonna get that again in the second one? Like I don't know, man. Like there was too many moments in that first movie, and I don't know. Like I feel like that charisma was so unique to where it's not like, I'm not saying it was perfect, right? Like there are things you could do with a sequel that the first movie didn't do. There's that, but there was so much great shit in there with the one-liners, Chadwick playing off of Michael B. Jordan, all that shit. So I'm like, how you gonna compete with that with the second movie, and you down a Chadwick Boseman? What you gonna do? Because they're like, oh, we gonna bring in Namor the Submariner. I'm like, first of all, nobody knows who the fuck that is outside of people that really read deeply into Marvel. And secondly, what you gonna do to make him drastically different from Jason Momoa's Aquaman? You mean to tell me that your big playing card is Namor the Submariner? Like, what you gonna do? Because I should be enjoying Black Panther the most, but it looks like you down a Black Panther, unless they go with Shuri. But I'm like, it don't feel the same. I am excited, but I'm concerned at the same time.
Yeah, man. I'm with you on that one. I'm not really sure about what Shuri is gonna do. Or what they're gonna do with it. It's gonna be weird, but whatever.
She just don't. I think playing behind Chadwick Boseman when he was alive, that suited her because their chemistry was good.
Yeah,
I don't know if she has enough cachet to carry the movie herself. I don't know if she'd be believable as Black Panther because her physical stature, unless she putting on muscle and stuff, she don't look the part. And if they put her in some kind of padded suit, I'm not gonna like that. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, because I agree, Danny. I'm like
Okoye would be more suitable. I could believe her before I could believe Shuri.
That's true, but between Shuri and Okoye, I feel like Shuri has more of a personality as to where Okoye, she's a badass woman. I love that, but she kind of like one-dimensional in that sense. Like she's just badass. Like there ain't a lot to her personality. Yeah, like where Shuri,
them girls is bad.
Oh yeah, they badass fighters, but at least like Shuri has different dimensions as to where I feel like you can turn her into something that could be amazing. As to where Okoye, you don't turn her into anything. You put her in a suit or something. She's one of the Dora Milaje. Kicking ass is what they do. So there's nothing surprising about that. That's just what they do. Shuri, if you have the right kind of writing, you might, and this is a huge might, being generous, you might be able to make something compelling, especially if it gets really dramatic and she's like, damn, I lost my brother, and how the fuck am I going to do this? Like, there's a way.
Only thing with Shuri, though, if they bring in Doctor Strange, if they bring in Doctor Doom, and they bring in or Namor, Shuri don't have that dog in her to stand up to those two.
Oh hell no!
Only one that got that dog in them is Okoye. I think she got it in her. But I think she still might be overpowered unless she get that heart-shaped herb in her. Or
Um,
Killmonger. Killmonger got the dog in him. Not to
most
mention, you still got the heart-shaped herb in him.
right.
So,
But I mean, most humans don't know, but from a physical combative standpoint, Okoye ain't doing shit to Namor the Submariner. Like I feel
I'm
like
saying if she get the heart-shaped herb, if they make it that there's another magical field somewhere. But
I
if they don't, the only people that got it is T'Challa, if they're still gonna have him alive, and oh boy, Killmonger.
let me tell you what the heart-shaped herb is gonna do for Okoye or anybody else up in Wakanda. That will help them last longer against Namor, but his fighting skills are on a whole other level. Like he is technically the first mutant, even though you can also say the same thing with Amal Farouk, the Shadow King, and Apocalypse. Like Namor is back there with those motherfuckers. Like his fighting experience trumps anybody that we've seen. So that's not gonna work.
I won't
She
say
gonna
his
get she
fighting
gonna get
experience.
she gonna get mopped up, boy. She
I
gonna
say
get mopped.
his strength is a motherfucker, but he's not known for like superior hand-to-hand combat that I've ever read or
But
seen.
he is a good fighter though, and he's been perfecting his skills over the hundreds of years that he's been alive. Like when you look at pure hand-to-hand combat skills, the two top tier fighters like from just martial arts is Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. But you also have Cap, you also have Wolverine, you have Submariner, like you have other individuals that are good at fighting too, but Namor has the experience. And no matter how badass you are, experience matters. Like for him to be in all those different battles and shit like that, like that's gonna make a difference when it comes to the fighting. On top of him having powers.
Gotcha. Man 1306 said the reason why I say they should recast. The reason why I say they should have recast T'Challa because it's the character first. If every good character transcend a role to a character in comic books, they're not allowed to recast the actor if they die.
Wait, what? Really?
Mad 13 said the reason why I say they should have recast T'Challa because it's the characters first. If every good actor transcend a role to a character in comic books, they're not allowed to recast the actor if they died. He's saying that because I said that Jack Boseman transcended Black Panther, but oh boy, that played General Ross, he didn't transcend General Ross. He just didn't. I mean, when Superman died, it was a long time before we had another Superman movie. Correct?
That is true. I mean, we had him on TV, right? But on the big screen, though.
The last Superman movie was when? Superman 4.
Right.
Was when?
I'm looking at 1990 something.
Yeah. Because I know we got some shows, right? We had like Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman. We had Smallville, right?
It came out in 1987.
Yeah. See, yeah.
The next movie was Superman Returns, right?
Yeah, that was the next movie. But we had them on a small screen though, right? But I get what you're saying though with the big screen, like big screen.
Superman.
It was forever before we had another big screen adaptation of Superman, and it's still forever now. And we look at that same pattern, Man of Steel ain't shit else.
So what is that? 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93.
That shit came out a year before I was born. Yeah.
88, 99, 2000, 2001.
Jesus.
2.
That is a sin in itself. That makes no sense.
19 years before we saw Superman on the big screen again.
Yep. Almost 2 decades. And that makes no sense. If it weren't for him being on a small screen, I'd have turned into a villain. I'm like, when Superman's not around, I don't know. It's something
So based on that, and what you just said, Mad 1306, then we gotta wait another 17 years before we see Black Panther again?
What? No.
So I'd say go ahead and let him die out. You can make another Black Panther because whether you want to believe it or not, Black Panther is cool. I got no problem with it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. T'Challa is not a household name compared to Clark Kent.
Well, I mean, if you put it like that, absolutely not. But he's still household enough, at least in terms of the humans that were around, obviously, when the movie came out and stuff, and they were able to digest it intelligently. I think the character has resonated with a lot of humans, especially in the black community. Like, because granted, you got plenty of black people that like anime and superheroes and stuff, even though
I
people
like
try to act
all
like
superhero movies, but this is in my second job when I would go and sign people up, an investigator, and it was a black family. It almost when Black Panther first came out, I go for 6 months. That conversation came up.
Right.
Hey man, you see Black Panther? Yeah, man. Yeah. That there's no other movie that I can think of off the top of my head resonated in the black community as much as that movie did.
Yeah, I mean you're right.
And I've been here 5 decades, and I've never seen anything that had that kind of power for the black community. Not even doggone "I'm gonna get you, sucker" or Malcolm X or anything like that.
You know what? That's true, but a lot of that credit, like once you step outside of the Black Panther project, a lot of that had to do with the successful nature of the MCU, right? Because if you remove the MCU and Black Panther just came out randomly on his own, I don't think it would have been anywhere near as big.
Shifty said, word dropped today that Darth Maul was supposed to be the villain in Kenobi, but was swapped to Vader when they did the big rewrite. I don't have a clue. Either one be fired at me, so I'm not mad at either one. I think the Darth Vader is going to be more interesting because they're going to have to kind of walk a tightrope because they do too much, they might mess up canon. So they're going to have to be very careful how they navigate that, which I'm very interested to see.
Man, let me tell you something. If this whatever Star Wars show or movie come out, Anzo text me, man, man, I fucking hate this Star Wars show. I'll be like, oh damn, what did they do, Anzo? What happened? I was like, damn. You don't even need to explain.
I'm a little worried about it. I'm a little worried about it, but I'm gonna give it a chance like I always do. But I'm definitely worried about it.
Yeah, because I mean I love Anzo. Well, I do love Anzo, he's my brother. But I love Star Wars, but Anzo loves Star Wars even more. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that when he says something, I'm like, damn.
I question that.
Excuse me?
Fucking all that hate for Boba Fett. It wasn't all that bad.
Nah, Boba Fett was garbage, man.
No.
Yeah,
it was pretty weak. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I mean, it could have been.
What is the appropriate one for this one? I gotta find.
No, Danny just be pressing these buttons and stuff.
Yeah, Phantom Zones are back in full effect, eh?
I because of Danny, it reminded me of
what is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Didn't mommy and daddy show you enough attention?
No, they did not.
Damn. Yeah,
Be very careful with the next thing you say.
That right there, why Batman is number one. Ben Affleck is number one Batman. That right there.
Man, when Batman curses at you, Danny, that's how you know you in trouble. You
about to get an ass whipping. You know you about to get an ass whipping. Well, you make that sucker cuss. He tell you first, be careful what you say, motherfucker, because it's about to be some shit.
But Danny, man, the way you be pressing these buttons, man, reminds me of when I was a kid and I, first found out about the Phantom Zone. I'm like, that seems like that's the worst place you could be sent, and you just got that smile on your face.
Okay, who's next?
Damn, like you man, that's messed up, Danny. You know that would be a reaction that I would have too. I'm just like, yep, Danny, what you gonna press now? Just a bunch of predators come out of nowhere. I'm like, oh.
I tell you what, my pants would be so full of shit, boy. I'd probably smell like a walking septic tank.
So I'd be like, I would tell the predators too, because I'm about, look, y'all messed up. There's 1, 2, 3, too many of y'all. Shit. But what y'all don't have is my brother Danny, cannon, right? Danny, that's when you're supposed to be there.
Shit, you hear that laser cannon busting your chest cavity open.
No. See, y'all supposed to have my back when I say I got my brothers. Y'all
have your back. These suckers, they're killing damn xenomorphs.
Well, but if you don't have no weapon on you, then you be fine. Like,
no. See, you gonna be the brother that's sitting there trying to fight. I'm Terrence. I'm a superhuman. All they're gonna see is ass and elbows from me.
Man, I feel like y'all would be compelled. Like, wouldn't you be won over if you
No.
see me fighting them? You wouldn't want to help me. Like,
I just said no.
No.
but Anzo, like, imagine like you see me fighting and I just start screaming and the blood
No.
is squirting out. You wouldn't want to help. Like,
Terrence, you
Spread
are
your
on your
black
own,
ass
brother.
on. It's like,
You are
see, the
on
first
your
thing when they
own.
went in that jungle and saw that shit, man, I ain't going towards the danger. I'm going
Fact.
yeah,
away
hey
from the
man,
danger.
even that badass Native American was scared of the predator. That's how you knew it was a badass thing, man. Like, I was like, oh shit.
Like, look at Carl Weathers, like a dumbass going right there.
Yeah, yep. His friend told him, he was like, yeah, Billy, what's wrong with you? You ain't afraid of no man. He was like, it's not a man.
Man,
I was like, oh shit.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
no.
Time to go. Time to go.
You know what I mean?
Superman
But
and George Miller's Justice Leagues were the closest. What?
Superman lives. Closest to what though?
Shifty said, to be fair though, there was like 5 or 6 Superman films that were trying to make it in those 19 years, but couldn't get them going. Hey, trying ain't doing, brother. That's all I'm saying.
you talking about that cancel project?
With
I remember
with
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yeah.
Yeah, I mean those fight scenes would have been lit. Like when they showed him, I like the suit. I
Man, he
like
too
the
Come on,
suit.
small.
when they
He
tell
is
this
too small. He is
when they
too
tell
small.
the story about what they wanted to do about him fighting fucking, you know, was it
Brainiac in space and a giant spider.
the giant spiders, Superman, they didn't want him to fly or some shit like that. I was like, no.
Nicholas
But
Cage
but
has
here's
not
the thing,
been a
right?
good Superman.
I think okay, but here's the thing, right? They said they was gonna have the top budget they could have. You was gonna have Superman fighting in space. I was like, that sound cool. I don't know if the movie would have been good, but that would have been a
Bro,
nice visual feast. And
you know,
Nicolas Cage with his long hair and that outfit, he looked like the Superman from the '90s. I'm just saying that's what they was trying to do.
Yeah, I
we
know.
all know what kind of actor Nicolas Cage is. I like Nicolas Cage, but he would not be a good Superman. He just wouldn't.
I'm not saying that he would be good or bad, but what I am saying is that would have been
Superman,
interesting. That would have been
Superman
interesting.
is stoic. He be getting his ass whipped sometime doing there, but having that crazy smile and look on his face like Nicolas Cage has. Ain't nobody want to see that.
Yo, if Superman smiles like Nicolas Cage, Danny, I'm like somebody about to die. Like
You
Superman
know,
about to let
but
loose.
you know what he gonna do. That's his calling card. Because
So
I like Nicolas Cage, but going in 60 seconds,
Right
the
back.
thing where he's doing the
Six Con Air, yo.
Con Air, what's the one where he's tracing all the history stuff?
You talking about National Treasure?
National Treasure, yeah, National Treasure 1 and 2. That's his niche. Superman, even Ghost Rider. But
Yo,
you see, he
Danny.
went too crazy on the second one. He was just too crazy over the top. So Ghost Rider 2 was a flop, in my opinion. I just don't think
Oh yeah, absolutely was a flop. But I think he needed better material to work with because the way he did the in the first movie, Danny, the way he
transformation was tight. I'll give you that.
yeah, because you remember the way he did his transformation in that first movie, I was like, damn, like that
Transformation
was
was
something
tight.
right there, boy. Yeah.
And the way
But Dan,
Sam
let me
Elliott
ask you
did
this.
it was cool too.
So let me ask you this, Danny. So wouldn't it be weird and not work the same if I'm delivering a speech and like you and Anzo are gone? Like, wouldn't that just make me look bad in front of the predators?
What are you talking about?
Like, okay, like I'm surrounded and I'm sitting here talking about I got my brothers, like, so that means I'm gonna win because I got
don't even tell the Predators that because somebody gotta live to tell the story.
well, we all gonna live if we fight together, yeah.
No, we
And your
aren't.
brothers will be gone.
No, we ain't.
But I mean,
sometimes the smart thing being a man is realize when you can't win.
but
Last time I checked, I heard this on Super Friends. He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. So guess what? I'm gonna be running away so I can live to fight another day.
I'm not sure if we should listen to that person though, because I think like I think okay, the fact that we're brothers, that the predators don't have that. You know what I'm saying? They don't got like well, I mean, they might call each other brothers, but it ain't the same thing. I feel like
okay, do we got some kind of armor?
Well, I have some armor, but
we got this heat detecting technology like they got. Do we got laser cannons?
Well, you guys have like guns and stuff.
Can we turn invisible?
I mean, I can turn invisible, but it's just only because that's part of the plan. You know,
I can turn invisible too. When you sitting there talking that bullshit, I'm gonna disappear.
Gone.
What happened to Danny Nzo?
see, they
we'll speak at
when
your
they
funeral.
understand English, I'll be like, see what it is they're going to get some special weapons, you know, for us. And y'all dead as fuck. Y'all don't know. Anzo and Danny gonna be back, and they're gonna have better technology.
Only way I'd be coming back, I get like that Predator shit at the end of Predators. What was the shit?
I'll do you one better. You gotta, Danny, you and Anzo gotta come back with that armor that Batman made to take out the Predators in the Batman versus Predator comic.
I saw that. I read that comic book.
Mm-hmm. You gotta come out. You gotta show up with that, Danny. That'd be so fucking badass. I'd be like, see, that's what I'm talking about. All y'all gonna lose now.
That'd be a tight movie.
Oh hell yeah! Like all you gotta do in the teaser is show Predator on the roof, uncloaking, and Batman on another roof. The rain coming down, and
I would go see that. That should be the next Predator. That should be next movie, Anzo.
I see that.
Yeah, Batman versus Predator. It's like, what's the story? It don't even matter. Ticket, please. Yeah, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Off topic. Have y'all been keeping up with Dragon Ball DBS movies? What's DBS?
Oh, Dragon Ball Super. There's a movie coming out. I want to say next month. Dragon Ball Super movie. Danny is being released in Japan.
Is it gonna be
live action?
No. It's a continuation of the Super anime.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, man, where is it at?
But we need some Dragon Ball Z clips for Anzo. That's what we need. Like,
yeah, I gotta get some Dragon Ball Z clips. I'm gonna work on that tonight.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, hit him with one of them Vegeta when he just be destroying his enemies.
It's fucking shit. I see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on some of that tomorrow.
Danny, I man, as much as I love DC and Marvel, I'm telling you, man, if they could get a Dragon Ball cinematic universe right, that shit is over.
Whoa! He said Piccolo got a new form. What? Yeah, I want to see that.
What in the movie that's coming out? You got like a oh shit, Matt, we talking about like a transformation, ascended power level, or because I saw who
did I see? A new form, that's gonna be fire.
Oh yeah. Piccolo long overdue. Like he's still one of my favorites. Piccolo.
Have y'all seen Batman Dead End? I haven't. I ain't even sure what that is, bro.
No.
Nah.
That's animation game or something.
That must be a new one coming out because the last one that just came out was Catwoman. That was her and Batwoman.
The fan fed. What's the man's name? He does Joker and the Batman fan made stuff. Then he do a lot of the verses.
Oh, you talking about the dudes from Aaron Shruka from Bat in the Sun?
Yeah.
Man, like Danny, back in the day when you were able to, like 9 years ago, when they were able to put a video underneath theirs, I had reviewed their film Batman City of Scars, and Aaron and his father saw it, and then they messaged me and they put it underneath their video at the time when YouTube worked that way. Like, which was cool.
Trolling us. The new form is bread and butter Piccolo. The old form was Dale. What the fuck?
Wow, man. See, you can't be having me going like that. I was thinking we about to get a new transformation and
shit. The Piccolo. That was funny.
Shifty, this one is for you.
Man, that hurt my heart. That don't make no sense.
Shut the fuck up. You don't tell me how people react to me. I know what people are doing no matter what they say. Because I read minds, you dig? I don't take no shit off of you. You're lying through your fucking teeth. I know it, you know it, and this fucking hoe know it.
Come on, leave me alone.
That's what you Shifty.
Yo.
Playing with my damn emotions. Thought he get a new fucking form. We talking about bread and butter Piccolo.
Man.
But
yeah, Danny, did you see that teaser? There's a YouTube channel, Danny. If you put in Dragon Ball Z live action film, is this channel they trying to do like a movie and stuff, like, and they show you like a little teaser. You see like Tien and Goku, who else did they show up in there? Piccolo. Like they showed a bunch of different characters, and that shit looked good as fuck, Danny. And it like they practically have no money, and I was like, they made it look that good in the music and the space and everything, and I was like,
he said, Matthew just said he's in the movie. Go Tinks and Trunks are grown up.
oh, okay, yeah, because they were of age near in Super and stuff, and at the end of Z.
Is focused around Gohan and Piccolo.
Yeah, I saw Gohan in the trailer. They about to give him some.
That'd be cool if him and Piccolo could do the fusion.
That would be kind of weird. I wonder what they would look like.
It'd be strong as fuck.
Cause I know Gohan. Like, remember at the end when he got the his power raised by Kibito and Supreme Kai.
Yeah.
Yep, and then he was able to, overpower
somewhere that the half Saiyan is supposed to be stronger than the full Saiyan, which blows my mind.
You know what? Based upon what we have seen, that is not true. Because
no, but that's what they're saying in I've read the different power levels. They got the potential. I don't see there's no way. I don't see how Gohan or Gotenks or either Trunks can be strong as their fathers.
I will tell you where at which moments where that was true, but only in moments. Like when he went up against Cell and Goku fucking quit talking about Gohan, you can beat him. I was like, man, Goku, what you doing, man? And Gohan was stronger than Goku in that moment. But Goku, a couple months later, was infinitely stronger than his son. Same thing with Vegeta. So these characters like Gohan and Trunks, they have their moments. Just like Trunks was strong enough to bench slap Frieza and kill his father without even breaking a sweat when Goku was struggling against Frieza. So you do have moments where other characters shine, but you still have the best of the best.
Yeah.
But Gohan, Danny, his mom was forcing him to study for like 12 hours a day. And remember, she was like, I don't want you to be a martial arts bum like your father. Remember? Like,
Chi get on my damn nerves.
Daddy, remember how Goku was trying to reason with Chi-Chi? Like, Chi-Chi, if the world blows up, like, what good will Gohan's studies be? Remember? She was like, I don't give a fuck, Goku.
Until the shit hits the fan, then Goku!
Right?
Save us!
Right?
Fuck you. But we've been going at this for 2 hours and 18 minutes. My eyelids are starting to get a little heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and go around the panel. First, we're going to start off with Mr. Terrence of T-Virus. What's going on in your neighborhood, good sir?
Hey, yep. How you doing, humans? Terrence here. Channel is T-Virus Terrence. At the moment, I don't have anything planned, but there are things that I just do kind of off the jump, so you never know.
Hey, if y'all are bored and want a good laugh, please go check out Terrence's last video he put up about his experience watching some particular porn star. The shit is hilarious, buddy. Nzo sent it to me. I was like, what is he saying? How does he still have a channel? I don't. It's crazy.
But yeah, I just like to have fun and just kind of keep it natural. You never know what may happen, but just kind of keep a lookout. Something may pop up on my channel, I'm sure. But in the meantime, I will be somewhere around this platform. Could be with Danny, could be with Nzo. You never know. Terrence is everywhere but nowhere. But what you will find on T-Virus Terrence is everything under the sun. And, I've just put a lot of time into it. It don't mean nothing to me. It flies by. There's a lot of time put into the channel and different material. But, man, I be having fun. So YouTube, they haven't taken me down yet. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, I'll always pop up in different forms. Just look for Terrence in the title, and there Terrence will be.
Good deal, good deal. Got another super chat from Mad1306, $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. He says, Piccolo does get a new form. Don't listen to Shifty. And the movie is called DBS Superhero. Comes out in U.S. in the summer. Rumor is Cell might return. dope. That's pretty good.
That is the name of that one. That's the one I was talking about.
All right. Nzo, what's going on with you, brother?
You guys know Bigger Ford Entertainment. Just make sure to stick to on Wednesday because tomorrow there won't be no show. Wednesday I'll be back with the OOC. And that's about it, man. It was fun. Thanks for having me.
No problem. What's going to be the next versus, Nzo? Are you aware?
No, they still haven't announced it yet.
Okay. Shifty said, watch Batman Dead End when y'all in this. There's a huge twist. Is that an animation or what is that?
What is that? Is that new? Is that an animated movie? Like, what is that? I've never heard of that.
Like
Yeah, I haven't either.
Movie.
Shifty, is it a fan film or is it something legitimate from WB?
We'll wait for you to get it, but I will go ahead and say it. I'm your host, Danny Ram, aka Comment Chat. You can find me Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday night, usually on Chaos Central here on the other channel. Tonight I'm broadcast from my channel because Chris, I think, is in the middle of moving, so we're gonna take the week off to get him so he can get situated and square. He said it's a fan film from like 10 or 15 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I
it's on
haven't
YouTube.
Seen that shit. I haven't seen it yet.
There's a fan film of Rogue and Gambit. It's about 20 minutes long. I think it's called Gambit something. I don't know if you've seen that yet, Terrence.
Yeah. That's the one that you told us to watch a while back, and then we talked about it.
Yeah, I really like that one. So if they do Gambit like that, I'd be all right with that. But,
man, I better see Gambit with the staff, the red eyes, the Cajun accent. You know, that's how Gambit need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if not, like, it's.
Did y'all see the Bat in the Sun where he fooled the Joker that he was dying?
Oh yeah. You talking about dying is easy? Yeah, hell yeah, I saw that one. Kevin Porter, Batman. That dude is fucking huge. Like,
he's
very
believable Batman.
He is, but holy shit, that dude is fucking like the way he be towering over people.
No, I never seen it.
Yeah, it's called Go to Bat in the Sun, and then look at the one where the Joker's in prison and the Batman fools him that he's dying to get something. I forgot what it was.
Yeah. It's in the plot. I don't want to say in case Hanzo
it's pretty good. I think it's about 15-20 minutes. But
they be winning awards and shit for their verses and their short films.
Like fucking Joker, man, when he put all that makeup and shit on.
Aaron is a fucking good actor. The way that, like, because when you see him out of his Joker makeup, he just look like a regular dude. But that shit that he can do with his forehead and his smile is fucking crazy. Like, and that's not even like he put makeup on his mouth. That's him forming his mouth, and he has that kind of teeth and that shit. Like, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, it is. Shifty said, really neat twist. Should still be on YouTube. Mystic says Matt Boomer would be a perfect Gambit.
Wait, who was that?
I don't
know. I have no idea.
Let me get a picture, image of Matt Boomer. See who this is. Image.
Yeah, we got a sense of humor too. Gambit, yeah, like when he be pissing off Rogue in the '90s cartoon, that should be funny. Yep. Either you a royal flush or a busted pair of spades. Like, nope, she just got up. He like, what I say? No. She be like, all right, motherfucker. Look. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and I like when he was playing cards in the middle of the hallway, throwing it in a hat, and fucking Logan just walking down. He just kicked that shit out the way, and Gambit was like, what's your problem, Logan? Then Wolverine just pulled out the claws on him. Like, yep, I'm getting tired of your shit. No. Yeah, Wolverine always trying to fight everybody. Yep.
He's a pretty boy, whoever he is. I've seen him played on something before.
Let me see him, Danny. I wonder if I know who this guy is.
Pretty boy. You see him?
No, it's loading. Yeah, I just see like the circle thing near Pattinson's cheek. Oh shit! Shifty, high five. That is the dude that plays who am I thinking of on fucking Doom Patrol? You know what I'm talking about? Larry Trainer. Yep, that is him. Yep. Holy shit. Yep. Like I love that actor. That dude is awesome. Yeah, he kills it as Larry on fucking Doom Patrol. Yep.
She has 8 minutes long on YouTube, that Batman thing. Bay in the Sun is making a Legend of the White Dragon with Tommy the Green Power Ranger. The guy that plays Joker would be the main villain.
Yeah, he's Aaron is friends with Jason David Frank. Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they be hanging out all the time. I was like, yep, you know Tommy, what the fuck? And then like, they did that versus with the Green Ranger versus Ryu from Street Fighter. That shit was lit. I fucking love that shit.
Matt Boomer is a guy from White Collar, wherever that is. Bat in the Sun. Matt Boomer looks like Henry Cavill. They could be brothers.
He got the bone structure. Like when I seen him as Larry Trainer in Doom Patrol, I was like, you know what? If Doom Patrol don't work out, and this was like in season 1, it absolutely worked out for him. But I was like, if this don't work out and he puts on some muscle, I'm like, man, he could be a Superman. I could see it.
Matt Boomer was a runner-up for Superman in Man of Steel, supposedly.
Yeah, my friend told me about that. I was like, funny because, when I thought that, I guess, I wasn't the only one. That's interesting.
All right, fellas. Good show, but like I said, I'm getting a little tired.
But Danny, how can you how can you be tired when your brothers are here? Shouldn't that like translate to extra energy? And
because my ass is old and I'm ready to go to sleep. And I gotta go
but Danny, you're not that old though. Like you still got 100 more years of life.
I'll take it, but not tonight. I'm ready to go ahead and go to sleep and then start off fresh. See how Nzo, you on it?
Yeah. You heard that?
Dude, Anzo, how are you getting tired? Like I thought, brothers, we got like a lot of energy in.
Yeah, but when you're turning 50 or are 50, that energy dissipates real quick.
But 50 is the new 20. Yep. I mean,
it is, yeah, man. But see, if I was doing a special event tonight, then I'd be gathering my energy for that. But I'm not doing a special event tonight.
But what did the humans say? Age ain't nothing but a number. Yep. See.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to get a special event tonight. So.
Oh yes. I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and let Anzo go ahead and take care of that.
Wow.
Maybe the energy will float from Canada down here. My wife will get some of that energy and back. Danny.
Oh, I have a lot of energy, y'all. My energy is real high right now.
We know you got a lot of energy. Your shit be changing time and reality and shit.
For real.
But till next time, people. Peace.